Welcome everyone to the stream. Everyone meaning the one viewer that is here right now. Welcome to the Survival Summit. I am Jesse with the Survival Summit, the one with the manly beard, and that is Daniel, the boy-faced killer. And I believe he is flipping me off, and that is kind of rude. We're here. We actually are on camera this time. We figured out how this shit works.
And now you guys get to look at our ugly mugs.
Yes, mine in particular. A little more ugly than that one.
Very sorry. I always wanted to mention to you, Jesse, that you have a face for radio. Is that the term?
That's very wrong. So very wrong. Listen, stop trying to grow a beard, all right? It's not working out for you.
I got some nice little hobo patches going on. I got some, that will not grow right there. Same, I've got sort of a matching over here, but...
Now, do you shave here in this little section?
This is as manly as I can get.
That is not very manly, but hey, we're not going to hold it against you. So everyone, we're going to wait until a couple more people get into stream, and then we'll get into it. We're going to play a couple cool videos from one of our films, Survival Bugout, today. Once you guys get in the room, why don't you put your name in chat? Oh, well, you know what? I'm going to announce the news in a couple minutes when we get a couple more people in here about our new status with Twitch and things like that.
Yeah, news because of our tremendous success, which has dwindled down to 2 people. So
we are so successful that they decided to make us an affiliate, which is really not that hard to do. But that's not the point. We're still excited about it.
Still excited.
Quinn, Raptor, what's up, guys? You might be the only two on our stream, which is crazy. Hey, you get to see these stupid-looking faces now. So, more particular, the stupid-looking face on the other side of the screen over there. That guy. I'm just saying. We do have video. We were able to make this work, which apparently it was way easier than I thought. We actually had it before.
It wasn't last week when you tried.
Yeah, and it's the same process. So I don't know what happened.
You're old.
So hey,
what's the new phrase? Boomer? You haven't heard of that? Yep.
Excuse me.
Yep.
We're gonna move on from that. Oh, I gave him the weird eyes, and one of the guys left. All right, I guess we're not doing that.
It was probably our buddy Darth.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully Darth is here. I don't know if he's here yet. I don't think so. It looks like Quinn and Raptor. I don't think Darth is in the stream yet. How are you guys today? Anything special happening? No? Nothing? Daniel smoking his little vape pen. Anyway, well, I guess we're not going to wait for other people to announce that, yes, we've become a Twitch affiliate today. Or not today, it was last Friday, actually. And you can now subscribe to our channel for a mere $4.99. And you can actually use Twitch Prime, which if you have Amazon Prime, if you click on the top where it says sub, you can use your Twitch Prime to get a free subscription to any channel on Twitch every month. So obviously, if you do that, we want you to use ours. Yeah, mood lighting. I called it something different that I can't say on stream.
You can see who is the videographer here and who isn't.
And who's the guy that has a bunch of garbage behind him and crap on shelves and books.
I actually cleaned my room.
This is my dining room, but okay, that's all right. Now, I realize I have bookshelves in my dining room, and I am hated by the little misses over that, but this is my business inner sanctum right here, okay? All right, looks like we have 6 people on now. So now we have 6 people to look at our stupid faces.
Sorry about that, guys. It doesn't get any better.
Nope, it definitely doesn't get any better. So if you came here to look at 2 hot-looking dudes talk about survival, you are on the wrong channel. I just want to put that out there. And if you thought from the last stream that because my voice is so sexy that I was probably really good-looking, again, wrong.
All in the voice.
All in the voice.
You got that bass. You got that bass to your voice, which is good.
I have the face for radio, as Daniel says. It's very rude, but you know what? That's fine. So the people who just jumped in the room, You can subscribe to our channel now, which is pretty cool. And you can use, if you have Amazon Prime, you can use Twitch Prime for a free subscription. But you have to renew it every month separately to be able to do it. And it's kind of just a way to support the stream. We are literally only, what is this, our 4th stream, Daniel? Why are you messing with your weird mood lighting?
Well, I was just trying to keep impressing Quinn.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about that. So this is our 4th stream only. So obviously that's good right there. That's
that good?
It's a little dark.
No, a little dark.
Put a little brightness on your face. That right there. And he lowers it again. We have a 1-second delay, so I don't think, or he's just fucking with me and he's not paying attention. I don't really know which one it is. So anyway, if you have a chance, please subscribe to us with your free Twitch Prime. That would be amazing. I don't know a lot about how it works yet, but I will get there. You can also gift a subscription to anyone in chat. You can do it specifically to someone, or you could gift a whole series.
And we'll have special things for our regular subscribers.
Yes, we are going to get to the point. It's not set up yet, but we will have special videos and things moving forward in the future that subscribers will be able to see, and only subscribers will be able to see those videos. So, and we're also going to make it so you can only be part of our giveaways if you are a subscriber. So that's one.
They will be good value. It's not like we're going to be giving away junk. So
no, we're giving away no trash whatsoever.
All right. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be watching a couple chapters. I'll let Jesse describe those chapters. I believe we have Fire and Water, and then after that, we're going to be going over some of our favorite gear. So this is a nice little unique piece from Tops, and we've got a bunch of other things like this silly thing can actually create fire very efficiently, which is fantastic using air.
Yes, Daniel's going to light his nice little mood lighting room on fire just to show you guys how awesome the fire piston is.
Yeah, it's
That's
that
my
cool.
Vote. You could start with that.
Burn my house down just
start with that weird little pull-out couch behind you, and then those weird lights above it.
Yeah, my crappy couch. We needed something for a guest, so I found that on the side of the road and just stuck a mattress on it, and then sheets.
Remind me never to stay there. Just throwing it out there.
It's not that comfortable. We don't want long-term guests. Let me just put it that way.
The mood lighting gave that away. All right, so the 2 videos we're going to watch are Core Needs Water and Core Needs Fire from the film Survival Bugout. If you guys want to jump right into that, we can do that. Let us know in the chat. Otherwise, we'll keep talking to you and answer questions and see what you guys have been up to.
Before we jump into the videos, I believe we forgot to actually do proper introductions.
Oh,
this is the first time they've seen us.
And actually, when we did, there wasn't as many people on, so that's
we're talking to one person.
So you can introduce yourself.
My name is Daniel. I am the owner and producer, editor, all the Survival Summit films I've directed, edited, and put out there. So if you guys have any questions in regards to what happens behind the camera, there's some really funny stories and everything like that. But we started this company back in 2015. And that's pretty much it. I'm a behind the camera kind of guy. I'm behind the computer, doing a lot of time editing. So that's where I spend most of my time and my talent.
Well, listen, before I introduce myself, I just want to shout out Darth. Darth just followed the channel. Hey, Darth. We play a little bit of poker on a site with Darth.
Darth is the man.
I am, well, you tell him your screen name.
Avilo, which is my daughter's middle name backwards, Olivia.
Right, and I'm Ragnar Lothbot, because
you are a sexy Viking.
I am the bearded wonder. I usually keep a shaved head, but I'm growing a little weird fro up here right now, so what are you going to do? Anyway, I am Jesse. I'm the Chief Operating Officer. I basically handle all operations for the company. I used to work for Sheepdog Response, which is a company owned by Tim Kennedy, who's a Green Beret, Special Forces sniper, yada, yada, yada. And I came over to Survival Summit. We've done a lot of the filming. Well, actually, so far, we've done all of the filming for Sheepdog Response for their videos, and they carry all of our films, and I ended up resigning from there to come actually full-time with Survival Summit. And we're going to make a whole bunch of new, very cool films. And it's going to be great. So, without further ado, Daniel,
Hold on. Raptor just subscribed.
Oh, look at that. Raptor with the subscription. You're the man, Raptor.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Twitch appreciates it probably more than we do, but hey.
Right.
You're our very first subscriber. You know, you're going to look back. We are going to look back years from now. Hopefully less than that, but we're going to look back when we have hundreds and thousands, not hundreds of thousands, but hundreds and then thousands of viewers over time. And we're going to say, man, remember those guys that were with us from the very beginning? And that's going to be these guys. It's going to be Raptor. It's going to be Quinn. It's going to be Darth. All these guys, even if you don't subscribe, we don't actually give a shit if you guys subscribe. It's cool. You know, eventually we might make a little scratch.
Great sales pitch there.
Little coin off that. But you know what? At the end of the day, we don't care if you guys subscribe. I think it's going to be cool. Eventually, when we get enough
we're gonna
people,
have special benefits and everything that go along with it. So,
because eventually we might do some kind of a membership program with the website. But you know, this might be an easier way to do it. We might be able to offer the same type of thing, same type of content, same type of giveaways, same type of special videos. There might be a lot of cool things that we can do through here. And instead of doing, you know, a more expensive subscription, we can do a little $4.99 subscription here on Twitch and get enough people involved, and it really could snowball into something great. So that's my opinion on it anyway. So I'm going to play one of the first videos, unless Daniel has anything he wants to add.
Nothing that anybody's going to care about.
All right, so I'm going to put my camera off, and I'm going to get this video started, and we'll be in the chat if you guys have any questions during the video. And obviously, we will be back right after the video. This first one is Core Needs Water.
Of the 5 core essentials, water is going to be the most important. The same water that can keep you alive can also make you very sick. It is absolutely vital that you purify your water before you drink it in a long-term grid down scenario. There are different ways to purify your water. You can use tablets, you can use filtration pump, and you could also boil your water for a full 2 minutes. Boiling is the hands down the best way to purify your water. The technique's been around for 10,000 years. They've been doing it since the caveman days. And it is the only way that you can guarantee that you're not going to have any viruses, things in your water that are going to make you sick. However, that is also the technique that is the hardest. It takes the longest. You have to produce a fire, which in certain situations you're not going to want to do. So you need to have alternative methods to boiling your water, to purifying your water, and that would be where filtration and water tablets come into play. When you are bugging out and you are traveling, it is very important to hydrate the day before. A lot of people think of hydration as drinking a lot of water while you're exercising. It's actually more important to drink starting the evening, the day before. Let's say you start out and you're already partially dehydrated. You are not going to be able to catch up and hydrate while you're bugging out and while you're exercising. So it's very important that you drink water starting the day before. There are multiple different ways that you can carry your water, and there are ways that you can do this correctly and ways that you can do it wrong. Obviously you have your military surplus, you have your plastic canteen here, you have your canteen cup that goes with it. This is one method. These fit very well in the exterior pouches of an Alice pack if you're preparing on a budget. This is one way to go. You also have different water bladders that you can get. This is a new product. This is called the Vapor Eclipse. It is actually a very unique water bladder because while it's full, it will sit upright. When it's empty, you can take this water bladder and you can actually fold it up, very compact. It has a carabiner that you can attach to the side of your pack, or you can take that, loop it around, and it folds up very compact. Now, this is a new product. I will admit that I have not had a chance to torture test this on any backpacking trips, but it is unique and it's also got a flip top method of drinking, and it's definitely something you want to check out. You also have your plastic Nalgene bottles, which are very common with backpackers. When going with a Nalgene bottle, I recommend that you go with a stainless bottle. If you are carrying your water on your pack in one of these exterior pouches and you are only drinking when you stop to take a break, you are wrong. You must hydrate constantly, and the only functional way to do that is to use a Camelback bladder. If you look on the pack here, you will see I have a Camelback bladder in my pack. The straw comes out and it attaches to the D-ring here on my shoulder strap. I have water. I have access to water 4 inches from my mouth constantly. There is no reason for me to get dehydrated. It's very important that you utilize a Camelback bladder. When looking at these types of bladders, it's also important that you buy the Camelback brand. I have bought numerous of those cheaper bladders and they do not last. The seals leak. It leaks around the base where the tube comes out of the pouch. It'll soak your bag. It's worth the extra 10 bucks to buy the Camelback. I also highly recommend that you get a full-size 100-ounce bladder and carry as much water as possible. They make 70-ounce bladders, which would be great for a teenager or spouse. Now, my personal water purification system is a combination of tablets and a filtration device. Redundancy is our friend in almost all aspects of survival gear, so I'll show you the different levels of redundancy. Now, on the side of my pack is where I carry my canteen. Now, when I unzip the lid, the first thing that's going to come out, water purification tablets. This is Potable Aqua brand. Katadyn makes some. There are multiple different varieties of water purification tablets. The important thing to remember on these tablets is to follow the instructions to the T. Depending on what brand you buy, there's different time periods that you have to let the tablets sit in the water to make sure all the viruses and bacteria has been killed. Typically, it's around 30 to 45 minutes. I have one layer of protection. That's going to be the tablets. My second layer of protection is going to be a water filtration device. And actually, this is my primary way that I purify my water. I recommend the Sawyer Mini. This is a very compact and small water purification device. It only weighs 2 ounces. It's very lightweight. It comes with this 16-ounce vinyl bag here that you dip down in the water to pure your water, and then you screw it onto your filtration unit, and then you squeeze the water into your canteen or into your Camelback, and it runs the filtration through the Sawyer Mini. These are supposed to be good for up to 100,000 gallons of water. If they get clogged, you can back flush them the opposite direction and clean them out that way. Make sure if you ever do that, that you use purified water. You don't want to use unpurified water to back flush any of your filtration. Another important tip whenever you're dealing with filtration, especially this type of filtration device, is that you actually filter with a piece of t-shirt material over top of whatever you're going to be pouring your water out of through your filtration device. That will get any floaties from the creek, any small pieces of leaf or anything like that, that will quickly clog your Sawyer Mini. I keep that little piece of t-shirt material, it's about a 5-inch piece of t-shirt material, in with my canteen. When I pull this out, you will see I have a piece of t-shirt material here in between my canteen cup and my water bottle to keep it from rattling together. This t-shirt material acts as a sound buffer between my canteen cup and my canteen, and also this is what I would stick down into the creek to gather water to make sure I don't get any floaties in here to clog up my filtration device. Now, going back to your actual canteen, again, I highly recommend that you get a stainless water bottle as opposed to the plastic type. It is important when you buy a stainless water bottle to make sure that you get a single wall construction. Most stainless bottles like this are going to have a double wall construction and be insulated. They're going to have insulation inside. You put that in the fire, it's going to make a mess. So you want to make sure it's a single wall stainless container. Nalgene makes a good quality water bottle, and you can even get them that are titanium. They're about 50 bucks on Amazon to get the titanium ones. They're a little more expensive, but it also does cut down on some of your weight. If I wanted to use this canteen bottle to purify water by boiling, I am not going to want to build a large fire to do that. So what I have for that, 3-part Esbit canteen cup. Now, it contains a base that the canteen cup fits on, and inside you'll see some grooves there, and that will hold your fire tablet that you can light. Set your canteen cup down on top to purify water. This allows you to use a heater tablet to heat up 16 ounces of water for either a Mountain House meal or for a hot cup of coffee, or to boil it to add to your canteen. The nice part about this is you don't have to have a roaring fire to purify and to heat up your water. This is an Esbit brand tablet that you'll place in the cup, light on fire, place your canteen cup on top, let your water purify, let your water boil. The only drawback to the Esbit tablets is they smell and they produce a decent sized orange flame. In my Bugout bag, I prefer to carry trioxane tablets. These are military surplus tablets, and it does almost the exact same thing as an Esbit tablet. They typically last around 10-12 minutes, long enough to heat up and purify your water. These tablets burn closer to a purplish color. They don't produce as much light at night. They produce less smell, and they work very well. So my overall water purification system goes like this. I have the Camelback bladder, which is inside my pack. I have a stainless water bottle. I have water purification tablets. I have a water filtration system. And I have this canteen cup with the heater base for heating up and boiling water when I don't want to build a fire. How many of these trioxane tablets and how many of these Esbit tablets would you want to carry? Depends on you. So I've probably got about a dozen here for a 4 to 5 day bug out, and that fits in the side of the pouch. Again, I want to reiterate, if you are going to be carrying water in a bladder like this, and a canteen, military surplus canteen, any of these external ways of carrying your water are not your primary source of drinking your water. I use these sources and these methods in the water purification process, and anytime I fill up this canteen or any of these canteens, it immediately goes into my Camelback bladder, and then I will refill the canteen and use that to fill up the bladder at a later point whenever I drink the bladder. If you're carrying your water on the side of your pack and only drinking when you stop to take a break, again, you are wrong. You must maintain drinking throughout the day.
That was the first of the 2 videos. Sorry about all the weird stuff on screen. Daniel is off screen. He is not back yet. He should have been back by now. I don't know where this fool is. Here he is. You are late, my
How's
friend.
it going?
You are late.
I had to pee.
That's a weird thing to say on stream. I don't, it's not super manly, but hey, we're going to let that slide. Just saying.
So, about Jonathan Hollerman, he's a best-selling author. He was in the military. I got to pull up his exact resume there, but he's a very, very smart guy. In the film Bugout, he will say, if you think X, then you are wrong quite a bit, which is funny. He's very opinionated on things, but he's not wrong. He's a very, very smart guy. He's been through a lot of stuff. And there's an article in which he has spoken in front of Congress recently on some topics. We'll have that up after a video.
All right, sounds great. You guys want to jump right into the next video? I don't know if something's wrong with the chat on my end. I'm not seeing... My chat section is blank. Are you seeing it, Daniel?
Yeah, I got a chat.
Okay. I mean, I have it up, but I only see the link I put. I don't see anything after that.
Refresh.
I did refresh. It did not work.
Well, let's go ahead and play, and you can figure that out while everybody's enjoying the video.
Oh, we could do that.
I see Raptor's test text right there.
Yeah, I don't. All right, I'll figure out what's going on. Let me put this video on for you guys. This is Chapter 5 of Survival Bugout. Core needs fire.
The second core essential that you need to have in every one of your bug out bags is going to be a fire starting kit. A lot of people are under the misguided notion that you can only freeze to death if it drops below freezing, and that's not true. Especially if you're wet, you can easily get hypothermia and freeze to death overnight in low 40s, even mid 40s. A fire is not just for warming up your body. While that is an emergency situation and very important. There's going to be a lot of situations, especially in an evasion situation, a week into a long-term grid down scenario or a collapse situation. There's going to be times where you're not going to want to build a fire to warm your body. At the same time, you may need to build a small fire to purify some water. You may need to build a small fire to heat up water for your mountain house meals or whatever you're going to be eating for the evening. I highly recommend that you use that SBIT system that I discussed earlier. If you're just looking to heat water, you want to minimize your smoke output and your flame output when dealing with fires. Another great aspect to having a fire is the morale aspect to a fire. There's just something about sitting around a campfire at night. If you've ever been backpacking or hiking, you know what I'm saying. After a long day of exertion, just sitting back and staring into the flames, there's just something about that that'll lift your morale. Now, it's important if you're going to be building a fire that you only do that day 1, day 2, possibly day 3 after a collapse situation, when things are still kind of sane and people haven't gone nuts yet. After that, day 4, day 5, anytime after that, only in extreme circumstances do you want to build a fire. The smoke from a fire, the smell, the glow of a fire at night will bring in desperate people like moths to a flame. And you don't want people approaching your camp at night when you can't see them approaching. So you want to minimize building an actual fire after day 3 or day 4. And it's not 72 hours, it's not 48 hours. A lot of people have different opinions on how fast things are going to fall apart. We're only going to know once it happens. Use your best judgment when deciding on when to build a fire. My personal fire starting kit, I keep in a small pouch. That way I can easily move it between my Bugout bag, Lone Wolf bag, my Get Home bag, assault bag, and I keep it easily accessible on my pack, so typically in one of the front pouches. And again, I keep it all compact like this. So if I'm going to go over there to build a fire, I can grab my whole pouch, carry it with me over to where I'm going to start my fire. And I don't know what brand this is. It's just a canvas OD green pouch that I keep my fire starting kit in. The 3 things that you're going to need in any fire starting kit is going to be a tinder. That is a small material that is easily ignitable. That is going to be your fuel. You're going to need a heat source, a lighter, a metal match, something of that nature. And obviously for a fire, you need oxygen. Inside my fire starting kit, I keep most of my items in a Ziploc bag just to help keep them from getting wet. The things that aren't in the Ziploc bag is I have a tube of fire paste here, Coughlin's brand fire paste, which is my go-to tinder. And I also have my Leatherman in my fire starting kit. When I open this Ziploc bag, what I carry in here are 2 full-size Bic brand lighters. It is important to buy Bic. Do not rely solely on your Bic lighter though. It is important that you have a way to start a fire without an actual lighter. Other than Bic brand lighters, a lot of people like a Zippo type lighter. Zippo lighters are fantastic and I highly recommend them for retreats in your bug out location. However, if you've ever had a Zippo lighter in a console of a car or something like that, and you pull it out where it hasn't been used for a long time, similar to maybe your bug out bag, and if there's been any kind of heat, the fuel in the Zippo lighter will evaporate. You could end up pulling that Zippo lighter out and not have any fuel in it. Now, you could also carry a bottle of fuel with you, but that's just extra weight. Zippo lighters are heavier than Bic lighters. I'm not saying you can't use a Zippo lighter. I would recommend carrying cheap disposable Bic style lighters. As your backup ignition source to your Bic lighter, you must carry a metal match. A metal match, flint and steel, sometimes referred to as a ferro rod, is a way to get a good spark without the use of an actual lighter. Important thing to remember with a metal match is you could light 5,000 fires with a metal match. Your Bic lighters, you may get a couple hundred. So at some point, you're going to run out of fluid in your lighters, and you definitely want to have a backup ignition source. Now, this is a cheap Bear Grylls model. I also have a larger rod here. With these things, I typically use my pocket knife when I'm starting a fire. I would actually recommend on Amazon and eBay, you can get much larger ferro rods, 5-6 inches long, ½ inch thick, and they will last you literally a lifetime. And a lot of times they don't have this plastic cap. You could actually turn it over when one side wears out and you can start using the other side. So definitely make sure you have a metal match or an auxiliary fire starting source besides your lighter. As far as tinders go for your fire starting kit, this is a very hotly debated subject. You'll hear a lot of people talk about cotton balls and Vaseline. You'll have this brand, that brand, different types of ignition sources for your metal match and for lighter for starting a fire. I am not going to tell you one's right and one's wrong. I'm just going to show you what I prefer to use. I like Coughlin's fire paste. It's lightweight. It's about the size of a roll of toothpaste. And you can squirt this side of a twig on under the underneath part. This will light when it's wet, when it's damp out. A very good way to start a fire. It's basically a gel that you squeeze out to get your fire started, and it lasts for a couple minutes. It produces a good flame. The other thing I recommend is called Wet Fire. These are little tablets that work very well even in the rain. So I carry these as a backup to my fire paste, and I typically in most of my pouches and most of my fire starting kits will carry half a dozen, depending on how long I'm going to be away from home.
I'm a little slow here with getting everything back to normal. And there we are. Daniel, can you hear me?
And there we are.
a little delay there. I think it's Daniel's brain, not the actual audio and video devices, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I've got a pretty bad latency on my brain.
I heard that about you. Wait,
oh, it's first-hand knowledge for you, buddy.
Wait, for those of you who don't really want to look at Daniel necessarily, let me just do this for a quick second. Oh, there it is.
What is that?
What is what? I don't see anything. What are you talking about?
You just can't help yourself, can you?
I can't help.
I think your monitor is just throwing up truth.
It is. It's just
yeah.
I'm not doing that. That's happening all on its own. I don't have anything to do with it.
I would say it's normally that'd be a faulty monitor, but I think you should keep that monitor.
Oh, I'm definitely going to. It's definitely a great monitor. Just throwing that out.
Yeah, there. Zippo. Yeah, I love Zippo, and they're cool. They're really cool looking, but they're just not the right gear for any kind of survival situation. The fuel evaporates way too quickly out of them. You have to have a stockpile of fuel on you. So a Bic lighter is definitely the way to go for
yes, Raptor.
fire.
The Russians definitely hacked this computer. It's terrible. I don't know what to do about that. The Russians have a weird last name, Clinton, I think. Oh, I don't know, something like that. Never mind. Just thinking out loud here. I want to see some of the gear because I haven't. Some of these things from Tops I haven't seen yet.
There's a very important question that Quinn asked. What I'm drinking tonight? I went with the Dewar's whiskey. Pretty good.
Daniel's a mild alcoholic, if that's what we can call it.
I was gonna say full blown.
I was gonna give you the benefit of the doubt and say it's mild, but I mean, hey, if you want to come out on stream and let everyone know, I mean, that's perfectly fine. Hey, I want to show you the difference here. Water. Actually, that's technically not true.
This has water in it.
I'm also drinking a Bang energy drink. No, we are not sponsored by any energy drink company.
But if you own a energy drink company and want to sponsor us,
here we are. Hey, check it out. You don't need to sponsor. Right, you just need to subscribe with your free Twitch Prime. I'm going to try not to say that 12 times today. But we do? We have a second subscriber?
Yes.
Oh, man. Who is it?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Your chat was blank.
No, I can see the chat, but, you know.
Quinn and Raptor.
Nice. The first two.
Scotch.
First two viewers. Very nice.
Scotch has got a special place in my heart.
Eventually, we'll get some super rich benefactors on here that'll gift subs to everybody in chat. It happens.
But we only have 6 people in chat.
Yes. I'm thinking in the future. You know.
Okay.
if you're super loaded and you want to gift a subscription to someone else in the chat, you can do that.
So I'm gonna bring out some of my favorite blades.
Let's do it.
That I own. If you guys have any questions about Bugout, specifically about what he said, let me know. I'll answer all those questions. But in the meantime, and by the way, yeah, the fire sleeve looks really cool for the Bic lighter. Just kind of continue that earlier conversation about the Zippo lighters and the Bic lighters. And that's just that extra level, that's a redundancy to kind of help prevent your Bic lighter from failing leakage. So
I personally never carry a Bic lighter. I love the ferro rod. The one he mentioned is, about 5 inches long. It's, half an inch thick. It's really nice. It's packed away in my bag right now, but that thing will literally last a lifetime. Yes, it's
I've had this one for years.
It's a little longer than that, and it's a little thicker than that. Not unlike real life. Just throwing that out there. Is that a little too much for the stream? What are we talking about? We're still talking about ferro rods here, right?
It's bigger and blacker than that one.
Whoa, yeah. Mine's round.
Yep.
Yours is a little.
I've actually used mine.
Yours is a little deformed. Wow.
Yeah, it's got a slight bend to it.
But honestly, I love the ferro rod way more than the lighters because it creates so much hotter of a spark. You're not going to get the same type of heat. It's just not going to work as well as a lighter. I know that sounds crazy, but it's absolutely deadly accurate.
So this is kind of my daily carry. Again, like Jesse mentioned, mild alcoholic here. But this is from Tops. This is the Bartender Defender. It's a nice little, daily use kind of blade. It's really small. It's in the pocket nice and easily. It's also got a bottle opener on it, which you can use with the sheath attached. Otherwise, you would cut your hand wide open.
That one I don't like as much. That knife's okay.
I know you don't like that one. We were talking about that before the stream. He doesn't like it.
It's a little girly, just a little bit.
It fits in my pocket. That's
exactly.
My other one.
It fits in his skinny jeans.
Is their Tops folder, which I really, really, really like. It's got a great construction. It's my canvas micarta. I believe it's canvas micarta or handle, and it's their folder. I'm going to do this safely on camera. You can see right there, I've got to clean it. I lent this one to my sister, and she abused it.
Listen, if you accidentally cut yourself, I have a nice cat tourniquet here, a Gen 7. Oh, wait, you're in Florida.
Well, I'll just wait while you ship that to me.
I can't save you, so you'll be dead. Never mind.
But this is, it's beautiful construction. I've never had any issues with it. I've beaten the ever-living crap out of it. It's still got a nice tip on it. So this is my favorite. And it opens really smoothly if you don't lend it to your sister. All their Scandi grinds is that's my favorite grind on any blade is a Scandi grind because it's simple, it's easy to maintain, it's got a great edge, and so this is another one, and this is their Scandi Trekker.
Again, very dirty. Daniel does not take care of his knives.
Yeah, this was not the day to bring out my knives.
Don't let him be an example. You must really keep your knives clean, keep them oiled, and use vegetable oil if you're going to oil your knives, so that way you can use it for food processing down the road and you don't have to worry about having all kinds of weird chemicals. So
if you're out in the field, you can also use the oil from the edge of your nose and apply that to the edge of the blade. That's a good way to protect it for short term. Sometimes you don't always have the oil there with you. But what I really like about the Tops knives is they are all hand ground from the blade to the handles. And I've been there. I've seen the manufacturing process. We did a film with them. It's the Blade Care film. And you can really see the attention to detail. Every single blade they make, handle, is made by hand. They do use a CNC machine to cut out the basic shape, but after that, it's hand ground. It's fantastic. Their level of quality is mind blowing, and their attention to detail. My other one is this is their Mini Scandi. I believe that's the correct name on it. MSK. Yep, it's their Mini Scandi, and you can see the difference in size. I also like taking this one out. This is also a great pocket knife or something to attach to your belt. It's nice and small. One of my favorites. And then we get to my favorite camping blade. So this is, I always forget the names of them because they're too freaking long. Fieldcraft by the Brothers of Bushcraft blade. This one is just fantastic. And this actually replaced my ESE 5 knife, which was my very first blade right here. And you can tell there's a big difference. So the ESE 5 is it's a taller blade. The thickness of the blade, the Bushcraft is much bigger. Also, this is ground down in the right spots for a good handhold. Whereas this one is just basically machined out. So the micarta on this one is just machined out. So holding this is not nearly as comfortable. It's like holding a box, whereas this one actually is conformed to your hand. So I don't really use this one anymore, but I just keep it because it was my first blade, first real blade. And then, of course, the this bad boy right here is something that I probably never would have purchased had I not gotten a good deal on it, because I did the film with Tops, so I got a good price, good deal on it. And it is their axe. You can see the level of detail on this is just beautiful. I mean, it's a showpiece, but it also works really well. I use it to chop firewood, and it works very, very well. It's got an extremely sharp edge on the blade, as sharp as any of the others. And it's so that arrow is machined out using a CNC machine, and then the blade is ground out by hand, as well as the handle. So you can definitely see that it's all done by hand, because you can see see that kind of like X pattern right there. That's where they've actually sanded it down by hand to give a better grip. So there's contouring to it. I know it's kind of difficult to see here, but also look at the thickness. Let's see. The Fieldcraft knife. Bring this out. I mean, it's a massive piece of steel. I'm not worried about any of these blades breaking, but they do have a lifetime warranty on every single one of them. Yes, yeah, Quinn, you're absolutely right. The ESE blades, I mean, and those are my favorites. I've used ESE knives for a long time. I still love their Azula. I really need to buy another one because I broke mine. I never sent it in for the warranty repair. I love the Azula. That's a little they're smaller blade, but the ESE blades I always loved. But the scales on them are terrible, and they're really, really, really uncomfortable. Trekker, yes. That was this blade right here, which is a great, I mean, it's fits in the hand really nicely. It's the perfect length. So, yeah. That's kind of...
Oh, I think we lost Daniel. Oh, Daniel. We lost both of us now. What is going on here? We are still here in audio, but something has happened to the video. Let's figure out what is going on. Let's leave the call. Let's join it again. Not sure exactly what happened there. Should be back up here in a second. Alrighty, love technical difficulties. That just kind of dropped off for absolutely no reason. Yeah, you guys should definitely check out the Tops knives. They have a lot of really great stuff. I don't know what is happening right now with Discord. Discord is being funky. Hey now, I have my shit together. Discord just seemed to have failed here. Very, very strange. Well, I'll tell you what. I am going to put on another video while this craziness is happening. We'll play another video, and I will try to get this cleared up while we are doing that. Here we go. Core needs. Flashlight.
Believe it or not, the fourth essential is the essential that I highly recommend that you do not use, or at least use it sparingly in a long-term grid down situation, and that would be a survival flashlight. I trek across the sacred ground of some people's addictions. I, Jonathan Hollerman, freely admit that I am a flashlight addict. I don't know what it is. There's just something about bright, shiny lights that make me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. That being said, brightness is not my main concern when picking a survival flashlight. I will repeat that. Brightness is not your main concern. It's funny to think back to just a decade ago or 15 years ago. The gold standard mag light was the best flashlight you could buy. The brighter flashlight that you needed, you just got bigger and larger batteries and more of them. Mag lights from 15 years ago do not hold a candle to the flashlights of today, the high power Cree LED flashlights. Brightness is not always better. And a tactical flashlight at the end of my Glock or at the end of my AR-15, brightness is important. If they made a 1 million candle power tactical light, I would stand in line on Black Friday to get one. I want to be able to see a mile away as far as possible and blind the person permanently when I turn that flashlight on in their eyes. But that is not what you want for a survival flashlight. I am not trying to announce to the whole world where I am when I'm using my flashlight while bugging out. When picking a bug out bag flashlight, the first thing I think of is batteries. Not only what is the battery life like, but what type of batteries does it actually take? Planning for a long-term grid down scenario with no electricity, what type of battery do you think is going to be easiest to find while you're scavenging through a ransacked store? AA, AAA batteries is the answer. CR123s, 18500s, 18650s are going to be very hard to find. Now, I see the transition of most flashlights are moving from AA and AAA to CR123s and even the newer 18650. Whenever you cross over about 300 lumens,
can hear you as well, so.
a AA flashlight will not sustain candle power over 300 lumens for any significant amount of time. Getting a flashlight that takes AA and AAA batteries is a good idea because those types of batteries are easily recharged in a small solar-powered recharging kit.
So after
the
this
rechargeable
video,
battery that I recommend is going to be the
Sanyo
analog battery.
The
thing that makes these batteries great is the fact that they will still retain an 80% charge even after 2 years of sitting on a shelf. Most of the other rechargeable batteries will not maintain that level of charge. When picking a bug out bag flashlight, you do not need 15 different options on your flashlight. You do not need an SOS feature. You're not Moby Dick on the high seas. You do not need a strobe light. You do not need a disco ball hanging off the end of your flashlight. What you want is a high power mode, a low power mode, and I think anything other than that is a bonus. What I do not like personally in my flashlights are the flashlights that cycle. You have 5, 6 different modes and you have to cycle through all of them to get back to the mode that you want. I like a simple flashlight, a high mode and a medium and even a low power mode that will help your batteries last a long time. There are a bunch of really reliable flashlight companies out there like Streamlight, Surefire, Phoenix, Olight, just to name a few. I am not here to try and plead a case and force you into one brand or the other. My recommendation is to buy a maximum 300 lumen flashlight with a low power mode. If money is no option, I highly recommend Surefire brand flashlights. They have been proven on the battlefield for many years. They're very durable, they last a long time. You're also expecting to pay at least $200 for a good quality Surefire flashlight. If you're working on more of a budget, then I would recommend Nightcore or 47's brand flashlights. They are both lower end but good quality flashlights that if you go onto their websites, they make multiple different models. Again, I would try and stick with models that have the least amount of options and make sure they take AA or AAA batteries. One flashlight is not enough for a bug out bag though. Redundancy is our friend, and not being able to see in the dark if needed could be bad. Now, I will concede that if you are trying to stay as light as possible, you could always use your battle rifle's tactical light as a backup. But that goes back to not wanting to dual purpose your gear, and a super bright light in an evasion situation is a bad thing. As a backup light or a camp light, I like to use these cheap 5 LED hat brim lights. They are extremely lightweight, and it makes it so you can use your hands to work around your camp, start a fire, and they're not overly bright. They typically come with different modes. You can have 3 lights on, 5 lights on, and some of them even have an optional 2 red lights that you can use for night vision. Another option for a camp light, if you don't like this small 5 LED style light, is going to be a headlamp. Now, there are many different types of headlamps that you can purchase on the market today. I'm not going to, again, try and push you in one direction or another. Princeton Tech makes a good quality headlamp, as well as you know, your typical, your Rayovacs, things of that nature. What you want to look for when buying a headlamp is to try and get a headlamp that takes the same type of batteries as your flashlight. So if you're using a flashlight that takes 3 AAAs, get a headlamp that takes AAAs. Same thing with AA batteries.
All right, video is back. We are back. Listen,
Right.
I swear that was not me. The Discord servers went down.
It wasn't you that time.
It
All right.
definitely was not me. All right,
Yeah.
what's this video link you put in the chat? What is this?
This was the Bugout Scenarios
Gotcha.
video.
Yes.
So it's a 20-minute short narrated by Jonathan Hollerman, in which we go over a scenario which Bugout would be necessary. And it features an EMP strike, which is something that he has advised to the government on how to strengthen the backbone of our power lines and everything else, which they haven't done, but it's things that are known to the government for a long time. And the investment's really low as well, and you can read a lot about that online. I wanted to mention something real fast. As much as I love this axe, this is probably my favorite axe I've ever owned. This is the blade that comes with it, and this is, I believe, Tops Knives' solution to the Azula, but I absolutely hate it because it has no finger guard, and most applications I've decided to use this with have ended in minor cuts to my pointer finger. So don't use this one. Use the Azula in pairing with the Tops Knives.
Yeah, and another axe that's really good for bushcraft is the Hulksbruck. They make an amazing line. They've been around for a really long time. I think they're out of Sweden, right?
I believe so.
I want to say it's Sweden.
That was the one that Rob Allen used or uses from Sigma 3. It was also featured in the Skills film.
Yep.
That's a fantastic axe. That one's designed specifically for cutting wood.
Yep.
So I love that one. I didn't purchase that one. I really should have that one on hand.
I did as a sample through the last company, and I kept it. So, you know, what are you going to do? It's a great axe.
Nice, yes.
That's the greatest thing about running Survival Summit is that all of the vendors have a lot of amazing gear, and I just call them and say, hey, I see you have this new product. I'd really like a sample to know if we're going to sell it on our website. And then they send me the sample. Daniel never gets to see it, never gets to touch it, never gets to have it. I keep it all because that's the kind of guy I am.
Yeah, he doesn't like to share.
But hey, I didn't get all that cool top shit. I don't have any of that stuff. So.
I became a lifelong Tops fan because of my experience there and the experience with their blades. It's absolutely fantastic.
I'll have to look into it because right now I stick with Spyderco, which is my favorite knife, basically because of the finger hole. It's easy to pop open, but I'm open to new things.
Usually, I'm the one that's introducing Jesse to cool gear, but Jesse did, in one case, introduce me to a really cool piece of gear.
Sounds like.
And what do you call this?
I call that the fire piston. That is a hickory fire piston, and it's badass.
It's just a hickory handle with a metal tube on the inside, and then another hickory handle with a metal. It's mostly solid except for the very tip where you pack char cloth into, which is easy enough to create, and a small O-ring here. And
now,
all you do is
for you guys, if you buy one of these, you really should put a little bit of oil on the O-ring so it doesn't kind of dry rot. It's going to make it really difficult to use as well if you don't put a little bit of oil. Again, vegetable oil is perfectly fine, or oil from your nose, as Daniel mentioned earlier. That's kind of weird. I wish we would never do that on stream again. That would be awesome.
Did I get some black crap on it? All right.
I hope
so.
You did.
Basically, the idea
I would not
is,
tell you if you had a big streak on you. I wouldn't say a word. Not a word.
Now, I went to school for engineering, mechanical engineering, and this still kind of boggles my mind. Basically, what happens is you insert it just a little bit with some char cloth on the very end.
Just the tip, Daniel?
Just the tip. You just want just the tip on inside. And then you're basically going to smack it as hard as you can and then pull it out as quickly as you can.
Seem
and the
like
air
the
pressure.
Right, way to do it. I'm just throwing that out there.
Hey, I've got a kid, so it worked. So smack it as hard as you can, pull it out as fast as you can, and you'll get a light. Now, I tested this before the stream just to make sure the char cloth was good. So I'm probably going to fail because the char cloth has already been burnt a little bit. He's only saying that
because if it doesn't work for him the first shot, he doesn't want to look like a complete jackass.
Yeah, like that. Didn't work the first shot. Worked the first shot the first time.
I told you it would happen.
And so that's the way live stream works, right? Yeah. So I'm going to have to replace the char cloth on this.
Which, by the way, I did
tell
him to do it because he made a big coal in it before the stream, and I said, you might want to move that around or change it out because it's probably you're going to fail on stream and look like a fool. And here we are.
But I had to refill my whiskey.
Yeah, don't put it any on the char cloth.
Priorities, right?
Always priorities.
So I'm just doing this high up, not to look like an idiot, but just so you can see what I'm doing.
Too late.
I'm just, digging out the old char cloth. And I'm going to pack some new ones in. New ones. All right. So there's the char cloth. Simple enough to make. Jess, you want to walk them through how to make char cloth?
Yeah, so you can put old jeans, things like that. It has to be 100% cotton. You can put it in a tin, and basically you're going to burn the tin until the char cloth stops smoking. Until your cloth stops smoking, you put a little hole in the top. And actually, if you buy the fire piston from us, we have full instructions on how to make char cloth. And I believe I don't know if our kits still come with a tin or not, but it's basically an Altoids tin. So you can make char cloth with an Altoids tin. It's fairly easy. But when you buy the kit from us, there you go. See, it's usually first try as long as you have good, clean, fresh char cloth. Now, char cloth is also good for flint and steel. Flint and steel is a super pain in the ass. You really have to have some. I probably have 75 pounds of flint rock, or sorry, not flint rock. Yeah, that's a nice coal there. Anyway, I have about 75 pounds of rock in the basement, and I have some steel, and it's kind of hard to get a spark. It's nothing like a ferro rod. Flint and steel, I think, is kind of old school, but it has its place. Some people love it. Some people like the bow drill. I'm not a huge fan of the bow drill. I'm good at it, but I don't really like it. The ferro rod, to me, is money.
Flint and steel bow drill, I mean, basically it's kind of people that like to dress up for Civil War reenactments. But
I will say this, and this is a very important fact. So if you're lost out in the wilderness and all you have is a blade, all you have is your knife, you can make a bow drill kit. As long as you have a little bit of paracord, you can even make it with certain vines and things like that. You don't need paracord to do it. But the way I look at it is you should have all of the old school primitive techniques in your arsenal, because there may come a time when you're not expecting it, where you don't have a ferro rod, you don't have a lighter, you have jack shit. So if you don't learn the hard way with the bow drill, I mean making the whole kit, the spindle, the board, everything, and learning as much primitive, survival technique as you can, you might find yourself in a situation where you don't have the tools that you love and you're screwed. So I would say, even though you're probably never going to use those, practice them all the time. Buy all that stuff. Make your own Make your own everything. Do everything basically from scratch. Do it all with your hands, just the blade. Go out in the woods and try to recreate all of this, because you're better to have those skills and not use them than really find yourself in a bad situation and not have any skills at all.
Yeah, and the more primitive those skills are, the more practice is required. Bow drill takes a lot of practice and a lot of failures to get it right. So it is very frustrating to learn how to do a bow drill, how to create the kit correctly. The board was really the biggest issue for me, creating the board with the right gape on it, and the depth for the spindle to fit into. That was the hardest part for me, and it's not like riding a bike. It really takes some fine-tuned practice, whereas everything else we rely on doesn't take any practice at all.
Yeah, it's definitely a perishable skill. Learn using a ferro rod with the spine of your knife, not a perishable skill. Any idiot can do that. But bow drill,
I can do it.
Flint and steel, it's you really got to practice that stuff.
Yep. The other thing I really, really like, and I take with me camping everywhere, is the Emberlit titanium wood burning stove, because it is extremely lightweight. I'm kind of a whore for counting those grams in my bag. This is basically it right here. It's all titanium. They also have a stainless steel model and pieces. Let me see. I always do this on the ground, so let's see if I don't look like a complete idiot. Which, Jesse, let you come back on that one.
I was not going to say anything there. I was just going to let it roll. But since you brought it
up. It's super easy, super fast to assemble. And I look like an idiot here because I'm not doing this on the ground. Okay. So 3 sides.
Yeah, we can do that.
And then you put the base plate in, and you can see these little notches right here. There's a notch on every side. Super easy. And there you go. That is it. There's also grill plates that go on the top.
I don't think we're going to get the full effect unless you really light a fire in that thing in your office.
That sounds like an amazing idea, actually, lighting a fire inside my house on my wood desk here. It's great. But there's 2 of these that fit crosswise, so you can easily put a plate on there. And what's nice is you can basically take a really long, once you get your fire going, you can take a longer stick and just slowly feed it in. And so that way that larger piece of wood, because that's really where you get longer and hotter burning fires is from larger pieces of fuel. So that allows you to slowly feed it in over time and keep your fire going for longer. But I use that regularly. Anytime I go camping, it'll cook water super fast, boil water.
Yes, we don't sell that one, but eventually we may, or we may make our own. Daniel has a lot of cool designs that he has been coming up with that have not been made known to the public yet, but they will be coming. They better be coming in 2020. Or
we'll see how much time I got.
You will find time, don't worry. Because we have some really cool
I want to get my there's a couple designs I want to get out really fast. I'm really excited about it. I went to school for mechanical engineering and I got into film, but I've got a lot of ideas based on that.
The problem is Daniel's very distracted. He's that, oh, look at the squirrel kind of guy. So, see, he's already looking for the squirrel because I just said squirrel. Squirrel, squirrel, squirrel.
Are we still streaming?
No, we're not streaming anymore. So say whatever you want that's totally personal and is really inappropriate and shit that people don't want to hear.
Last night with your mom,
Whoa. I feel bad for you. I don't know if I would say that on stream. Hey, about that whole kid thing that you got going on there, it's something I've been meaning to tell you for quite a while. How old's your daughter?
I wondered why she had your nose.
Hey, sorry. At least she doesn't have my beard. I mean, hey.
She's still young, man. It could develop.
That's weird.
So that's kind of my favorite gear as far as knives. I love the wood burning stove, the ferro rod. Jesse has been itching all night to share his flashlight, so I'm going to show my small, mediocre flashlight. It was the Meritac flashlight, which I know several of you guys know about. But I love this one. It's pocketable. It's a AAA battery. Fits easy in the pocket. Easy to replace the battery. I use rechargeable, the Inaloop batteries, which you get on Amazon. It's got 3 modes. Really simple, medium, moonlight, and then the high-powered one, which is really bright, and it lasts for a long time. You can also just kind of push on the end. It doesn't have an end cap like the tactical flashlights, but you can just basically just press on the back side of it, and it'll light up as well. So it's also water resistant. But I absolutely love that. And it's the titanium. They make it in titanium, stainless steel, copper. That's it. There may be another one. Brass. They make a brass one.
Yeah. So this is one of my favorites. This one's a little big. This is the Tiny Monster by Nikkor. It's the TM03. It's about an 1800 lumen flashlight. It also has many settings. So it's super high lumen. This one I only use for my backyard. My property's fenced in. If I hear something out there, or if I need to go outside and make sure no one is in the yard, I use this. This one is really, really super ridiculously bright. You could burn yourself on the edge of it if you have it on too long. It's got a lot of different modes, and it goes super, super low, so it'll last probably, I don't know, almost 100 hours if you have it on super low. And, you know, I like it because it's tactical. If you need to smash someone in the face with this thing, you'll be fine. It's Nikkor is a really good brand of flashlight. Now, they make another one called the MH12GTS, which is the one that we sell on our website. It's smaller. It's got a smaller profile. It's probably about as thin as this all the way down, and it's also 1800 lumens. Now, the throw isn't quite the same as this. This flashlight will go a really good distance at a really strong beam. The MH12GTS is a little wider, but it's still super bright. They're really amazing flashlights. And again, yeah, it's a high-powered beast, but you don't need, you can put it on the lowest mode. You don't always have to use it at maximum output. So,
yeah, this is my EDC utility flashlight. The one you have can literally blind a potential attacker. Yes. And they'll probably lose the retina. You're flashing your webcam earlier.
Because I'm a moron.
And, had to remind you that
this is why Daniel's a photographer and he knows about video,
it's
and I had no idea that you're not supposed to flash it at your camera because I don't know shit about cameras and video and things like that, which is weird because
it's like when you have when you got ants on the sidewalk and you have a magnifying glass. I mean that's
so yeah, but man, I love these things. They're really amazing. The price point's really good. They have one. I think the throw it's so ridiculously long. It's about 6,000 or 8,000 lumens. It's completely insane. It's basically a searchlight. The beauty about these too is that you can get the clip and you can clip this to your firearm. Obviously, you're not going to clip this on a pistol. I mean, that'd be kind of stupid. But this will go easily.
That would be tactical.
Easily on your AR-15, which is perfect for that. That's the kind of brightness you want right before you're about to put one in someone's face. So I'm just throwing that out there.
We should talk about snap caps. Next stream.
Ah, yes, we should.
Love those.
I probably have some somewhere in the shelving behind me, as a matter of fact.
Yep, I've got about three different brands,
and not just those, but the tap racks are also pretty amazing.
Yes,
and I do. Yep. I should still have some of those. Pretty sure I do.
Fantastic.
Oh, Quinn's breaking out the scotch.
Yes,
Daniel, you're a super bad influence. I just want to put that out there.
I am. I got Monday you back night. At a poker. Which I didn't know. I had no idea what kind of a history you had with poker. So I'm going to encourage another bad habit. Quinn, cheers.
Terrible, terrible, terrible.
Now, another brand I really like, and they do make some really good stuff for wouldn't say survival camping, but they make very small, lightweight, well-designed stuff. They're more of the kind of the upper echelon of quality when it comes to products, and that's Snow Peak. And I've got a lot of their products. It's a lot of their gear is made out of titanium, so it's super lightweight. But if you go to their site, it's going to look more like glamping. It's not impressive, but their small stoves are just phenomenal for propane stove, and we get hit by hurricanes here a lot in Florida. I've used their gear during pretty much every hurricane season because we will lose power at some point, even though we're in the middle of the state. So, but I absolutely love everything they produce. There's a certain level of Japanese quality that you won't find in a lot of other brands. So just want to throw that out there.
Hey, Daniel, now that we figured out this whole Discord thing with all the video, it's going to be super easy for you next week when you're filming to use Discord on your phone, on your iPhone, to show us a lot of cool stuff.
Okay, so not that I'm not busy enough during production, but I'll be up in North Carolina filming our next film. So that's the plan, is to live stream some of the behind the scenes, what goes on during production, so you guys can see what it is we do to make these films happen.
Now, just so you guys know real quick, not to interrupt, but some of those live streams next week may be earlier if we can make sure all the technology is working. We don't know exactly where Daniel's going to be, so we don't know if he's going to have a good enough signal to do a video call, so we can't guarantee it's going to work, but we're going to test the shit out of it when he gets there. It may not be Monday, but if he's set up and he's ready to go, then it could be Monday, especially if everything is working properly and his connection is working well, then we should be good. Should be good to go. But we may be starting the streams earlier because I don't know how late you guys are going to be filming and things like that. We don't want to start at 9 if there's nothing going on.
I'm going to try and stick to the schedule.
Okay.
But when it comes to production, we don't know. Sometimes things have to be switched around in the moment. So we'll just kind of see what happens. And this will be the first time we've ever done this. So,
and if it fails, it'll be Daniel's fault if it fails 100%. But we also want to try to see if we can get the experts on, in the video as well, and kind of do, a little interview, a little talk about the film, just to get it out there, because we might be pushing this thing out sooner than you think.
Yeah.
So we're not going to talk too much more about it, just because we don't want to let the cat out of the bag quite yet.
Well, yeah, because if we totally fail, then
Daniel looks stupid.
That doesn't happen.
No, it'll be fine.
When we go into production, That's
yes.
And then when we get back, come out no matter what.
See that closet behind Daniel? A little white closet behind him on his left? I lock him in that closet to do all the editing, and he is not allowed out until the editing is finished. So sometimes he could be in there for 2 weeks with nothing but a never-ending group of whiskey bottles and a computer, and that's it. And he becomes
it's like
a crazed
20 gallons of whiskey and a computer, me sitting in there on an uncomfortable chair, so I want to get out as quickly as possible.
The last time that we pushed a film out super fast, we basically took 6 to 8 weeks worth of editing, and we crammed Daniel in a little room, and he got it done in 2 weeks. Now, at the end of that, you would have thought that he was stuck out in the wilderness for the last 15 years, because he was just like.
I had Jesse's beard and his eyes. That's now, what I look like.
Let's go back a little bit. He definitely didn't have this beard, because look at his face. Come on, this is just not happening.
I had to glue some on.
Yes, but he really
I got that hair, you don't want to know.
Whoa, he was an emotional wreck when that was over. But hey, it came out well, so I'm going to do it to him again. Don't think I won't. I'm going to give him a little bit more time, but not very much.
Yeah, when Survival Summit was first started, it was Dave and myself founded the company, started it, and we both have a background in production. And so the go-to routine was we'd go film, we'd stay in a hotel room, and we'd stay in the same hotel room, and we'd basically be editing on our laptops from 2 separate beds, not a single queen. It was 2 twins. Okay.
Sure. Hey, whatever makes you sleep at night, it's fine.
Two
We're
twins.
not going to judge you. It's fine.
And we would
It's
knock
2019.
these films out in 1 week. One of us would handle trailer, chapter intros, and the other one would handle the actual chapter themselves. And it was a lot of alcohol and a lot of free breakfasts. I don't remember much of that time. It's a lot of just black. But yeah, we knocked him out fast. Yeah, I'm lucky to have Jesse on Survival Summit now, because you can handle the things that I know nothing about.
I don't know if it's luck. I think you probably more got stuck with me. But hey, what are you going to do?
Go a little bit more mentally insane with each film.
Yes, he does. We got to try to keep him on an even keel, because that's not easy. I don't even know if I can pronounce that word in chat. Lap.
Yeah, I have no idea. I always feel like an idiot anytime I'm at the store. Yes, it's good. That's it's not Speyside, is it? Or it's not. It's either Islay or Speyside, right? Or because there's Highlands, Lowlands, Speyside, Islay. Anyways.
Are we talking about the same thing? I don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
It's Scotch from Scotland. So basically the way it works is the Highlands are up really high in the mountains. That's where they get their water.
Probably why
it's super clean. Yeah. And so the way the water runs down, the lowlands have Islay. Thank you. And so basically where the water is closer to the coast, it can be a little saltier. Lowlands is a little bit peatier, has more of a campfire taste, I believe, or is Islay the lowlands? I'm drawing a blank there. But basically, the water runs down the mountains into the peaty moss that they have there, and it creates kind of a earthier taste to the Scotch. So,
I didn't know you knew that much about all this. You're a refined alcoholic. You're like a socialite alcoholic. It's very strange. You know way too much about this shit.
I like it.
You are a liquor whore. That is for sure.
Yep.
Islay. I don't even know what that is.
Yep. What's that?
I said Islay. I never even heard that word before.
Islay.
Islay. Whatever. I'm clearly not a refined gentleman.
I mean, I'm good with words. I'm not good with pronunciations. So who knows?
Like,
I don't know.
Jack Daniels, a Grey Goose. That's kind of where I'm at. So.
But yes, yeah. Macallan. I love Macallan. Glenmorangie. Those are some of my favorites. 15 to 18 year. When I usually only get those after we finish producing a film. I'll get my bottles. A bottle of that for myself as celebration, because at that point,
what do you do after the first hour?
Completely drained. What's that?
What do you do after the first hour?
I'm passed out by that point.
I once went to Daniel's house when. What were we doing? You weren't filming something. I think you were editing something for Sheepdog, and I have never.
Is that level 1?
I've never. You know what? It might have been. I've never seen someone put down that much whiskey in my entire life.
Yeah, there's
You look at that skinny little frame with that shirt. That's a nice shirt. Do they make that in men's?
This is actually my wife's shirt.
I stole that line from a movie. Obviously, it's pretty funny. But anyway, you look at him and you wouldn't think he could put down that much alcohol, but man, this guy could drink.
Yeah, it's primarily during editing, and there's I use the term dread editing, drunk editing. It's really the only way I can get through the timelines that we need to get through here. One day I dream where I can sip alcohol during editing.
It'll never happen, because I think you have a chief operating officer who's kind of a dick,
an asshole,
and he likes to get the products pushed out.
An asshole.
Yeah, I heard that about him as well. Actually, that's probably what he was called at his last job, but what are you going to do? Very effective.
Oh, yes, Glenn Levitt. I'm sorry, I forgot about that one.
Oh, my God. We're getting into some seriousness here.
Good. Yep.
Yes,
It
Ken,
tastes-
he is right. You don't need to justify your scotch drinking. It's perfect.
When it touches your lips, it's so good.
We still talking about scotch? What's going on here?
Are we?
I don't know. I'm a little
I was
lost.
talking about.
I am a little lost.
All right. So, do you have any favorite gear, Jesse?
Man, I have so much favorite gear. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't even think I'm in shape enough to carry all the gear that's in my Bugout bag currently. So, obviously, I love the Hulksbruck. I don't have any of my stuff handy right around me, but love the ferro rod, love the Hulks. You know, I carry the Spyderco in my pocket. I'm pretty big into medical gear, so I'll always carry the. This is actually a training tourniquet. Normally, you get these in blue, so you know it's your training tourniquet. But this, I want to say, this is the Gen 6 cat tourniquet from North American Rescue, which we only carry the newest one, the Gen 7, on our website. But this one is slightly older, and you can tell that it's older because the buckle system. Well, I'm not even showing it. The buckle system, you have to loop it through twice. The newer one, you literally only put it through once. So, but this is a really good training aid. My son's 10 years old, and I will occasionally, if he's watching TV or doing something else, I'll just throw this at him and say, hey, you have a wound on your left arm, throw on the tourniquet. And I need to make sure that he knows how to do it in times of stress, that he knows how to tighten it, he knows how to do it properly. And you guys in the chat, if you don't carry a cat tourniquet, you are wrong. I just want to throw it out there. Now the rats is okay too.
Quote, Jonathan Hollerman.
I may have done that. Yes, I did. But in all seriousness, if you carry a firearm, or I'm not a TCCC instructor, but I've been to like 5 trillion of the classes because I was chief operating officer for Sheepdog Response, and up until I left there in June, I was at basically the civilian version that they called SOTEC at the time. I was at every TCCC course that they ever put on. So, you know, and that it was with guys like Doc Mike Simpson, who's like a 30-year Green Beret and a medical doctor, works in a trauma center. So I've been exposed to a massive amount of, I wouldn't say, it's kind of a mix of TCCC and what is the other one, TECC or something like that, civilian version, but it's kind of more of a TCCC mixed with kind of active shooter kind of thing. You know, a lot of blue guns, more geared towards the civilian. I'm trying to remember, what does Sheepdog call that course now? I'm trying to...
I remember they had to change it.
Yeah, they changed the name, and it's... oh my god, I can't think of the name.
Quinn's saying TECC.
Yeah, that's the other version, kind of the other version of TCCC. But you know what? I honestly don't remember what Sheepdog calls their tactical trauma course. I think it's just called the tactical trauma course. Anyway, you can go check them out, sheepdogresponse.com. They have another instructor, not Dr. Mike Simpson. Doc Simpson actually took a really nice position with another company, and he became the medical director for that company, aside from being a doctor. So I don't know if he does a lot with Sheepdog just because of time constraints and a lot of the stuff that he has going on. But they have another guy now who's another former team guy, and from what I hear, he's an amazing instructor, a really amazing instructor. So, but to me, medical gear is probably where I geek out the most. I have so many medical kits, it's insane. I have, the stuff that we carry. I have big kits. I have a kit in my car all the time. I have one in my girlfriend's car. My son carries a tourniquet and a pressure dressing in his backpack at school every day, along with armor plating in the backpack, which I found out after I got it for him that he's in the 5th grade. They don't actually take the backpacks into the classroom. They have to leave them in a cubby in the hallway. So it doesn't actually help in the 5th grade. Yeah, it's very strange.
I've never heard of that. That's terrible.
Yep. It's very weird. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just his specific school, but he says he doesn't have access to his backpack when he's in the classroom. So kind of all that stuff I got was, at least the armor is pretty much for nothing. So...
Yeah, because if they have a situation, they're going to lock themselves in the room. Backpacks are outside the room.
Exactly. It's a problem. So, I would say if you carry a firearm or a knife or anything, or you work in construction, whatever it is that you do, if you don't have a cat tourniquet, now I keep mine on my belt in a cat holder. I'm not saying everyone has to do that. I also wear, pants where I can make that work. If you wear a suit, you're not going to carry this. But at least have one in your desk, have one in your car, have one so it's handy. These have saved so many lives. It's completely insane. And there's been a lot of people who have died because they didn't have a tourniquet. And it happens way more often than you think. There's a ridiculous amount of people who die from bleeding out when they didn't have to.
Don't forget to mention, if you don't have a tourniquet, you buy one, or if you do have a tourniquet, make sure you have two.
Yes.
One for training and one for actual application.
Yes, never train with a tourniquet that you have that you want to save your life. And also, always keep it out of the plastic. Don't buy it brand new and say, oh, I'm going to leave the plastic on. You'd be shocked. Doc Simpson used to tell us stories about it takes longer than you think to rip the plastic off and get a tourniquet ready. And sometimes those seconds are a lot. You need those precious seconds. So, and these are really easy to use. They're super easy to use. I mean, I'll show you.
Now use it for real. Don't lightly tighten it. Actually tighten it.
I'm going to. Come on now. All right, let me sit up a little bit. I'm like super crouched down right now. So basically, you're just going to put it over your arm. You always want this red tab closest to your heart so you can pull it towards yourself. All right, that's pretty tight. Now, this is called the windlass. You're going to want to spin this windlass super tight. Now, I have kind of big arms, so this hurts a little more than it would hurt a little skinny man over there, but oh my God, that's super tight. Anyway, you would tighten it fully. You can't really see it because it's kind of dark in here.
Do it for real.
It is for real. That's really tight. If I check my pulse, there's no way I have a pulse. But sometimes, but I've practiced with this so much, when I put the initial pressure, it's already insanely tight. I don't need much more. Now, in a real situation, of course, I'm going to crank this thing down until, it hurts a lot, because that's the way it's supposed to feel.
Should hurt.
Yeah. And, you definitely want to go high and tight in most cases. Dr. Simpson, who, again, is a medical doctor and spent 30 years in Special Forces and was a Special Forces medic, if you have a wound, let's say on your forearm, you can go 2 inches above that wound. Obviously, you don't want to get too close to the elbow. You want to stay far away from the elbow. Just go high and tight. You're better off all the time to go high and tight. It doesn't make sense to do it any other way. It's easy to remember. Anyway, that's the cat tourniquet, which we, of course, sell on our website. Make sure you check them out.
The rat tourniquet is also really good as well.
Yes, and I don't have a rat's handy, but I keep a rat's in my actual pants pockets. So I know this sounds kind of crazy, but I keep the cat on my belt all the time and have I think I have 4 of these in another medical kit that's in my car, as well as a rat's in my pocket. Now, there's a little controversy with, not controversy, but there's some people that say a lot of things about the rats because they don't like it. And one of those things is that the rats is always touted that it's good for like animals, or it's really good for small children with super small arms, like super skinny. Now, a lot of the TCCC and TECC guys will say, oh, Daniel's leaving. He'll be back. A lot of those guys will say that that's not true. They did studies on the cats, extensive studies, and they'll fit up to like super small and you don't need to worry about it. You know what? That may be true and they may have done those studies, but I call it bullshit, because when my son was really, really young and had a super tiny arm, I had a serious problem with the cat tourniquet, getting it on him properly. And I've been to a shitload of these trainings, and I could not do it simply, and I would be afraid that in a moment where he's bleeding and I need to put a tourniquet on him, that I don't want to have to worry about that. I don't want to have to worry that I'm not going to get it tight enough. So the rats is just, you just keep wrapping. You just do it tight. I wish I had one. I could show it to you, but I just don't have it with me. Next stream, if you guys remember me, I'll do it. So, yeah, exactly. Tourniquet the limbs, seal the box, pack the junctions. I carry all that stuff in my medical kit. I have combat gauze for packing, which has a hemostatic. I have regular gauze. Another thing with that is Doc Simpson used to tell us about 90% of that is how tightly you're packing the wound. The hemostatic doesn't do as much as you might think it does. You could use regular gauze, and if you're packing it properly and you're packing it tight enough, that's really where most of the difference is made. Yeah, I agree, Quinn. The rats are definitely perfect for children canines. again, I've had, when I worked for Sheepdog Response, we had guys on social media that would always come back and forth with the studies and this and that. I've done it. I've tried this on very small limbs and very small children. And it's not as easy. Maybe it can be done, but in that moment in time when you're in that situation, you really want to worry about it? I don't. That's the only reason I carry the rats, is for that particular purpose. That there may come a situation, not everything's perfect. Don't get me wrong. The cat tourniquet, in my opinion, is the best tourniquet on the market. There's nothing better. There was one that came out, I think it was like a year or two ago. It's called the Sam XT. It actually was a really nice tourniquet. It kind of had a ratchet system. But, yeah, but the problem is they had to recall most of them because there was stitching. The stitching was bad, and they had some issues. So
yeah, the cat is by far the best one. I've got the cat. I've also got the rat. Just depends on the carry scenario. The rat packs up a little smaller than the cat, but I have both of them.
Yeah, so I'm not quite the gray man when it comes to really just the pants. I wear normal clothes, but the pants that I wear are true spec 24/7 pants, and they're basically cargo pants. But they're very slimline. It's kind of, they don't really, just regular. They're basically khakis, but I love those. I keep regular gauze in one of the pockets. I keep the rats. I keep an Israeli pressure dressing, a flat version, and I keep the tourniquet on my belt. So I have plenty of medical gear just on my person. Never mind the kits and all the other crazy stuff. So yeah, that's kind of where I nerd out, is in the medical area. So
yeah,
but I don't feel like you should carry any type of weapon and not carry a tourniquet. It's crazy because you have to.
It's crazy.
Take care
if you're planning for a scenario where you ever have to use a gun for any situation, then you also should be planning for a situation where you might be injured.
Yeah,
they come hand in hand.
A lot of the times you're risking someone trying to stab you as well. So depending on
somebody else getting injured. A lot of times
you could roll up on a car accident.
Not you, but for somebody else.
Now, you might still find some people out there that don't know shit about medical, and you could be putting a tourniquet on someone, and someone on the street would try to stop you and say, "Oh, what are you doing? They're going to lose a limb," and blah blah blah. That probably happens more often than you would possibly imagine. So if you're putting a tourniquet on someone to save their life, and someone else, a bystander, comes by and tries to stop you, you need to punch them right in the face.
And don't tell them your name so you don't get sued later.
Yeah, just tell them your name is Daniel. I won't say your last name on stream, but it's on the website, Daniel Kuykendall.
It is on. Yeah, it's on the website. Thanks.
Hey, no problem. I mean, it's on the About Us section, so it's not like you can fucking hide. So anyway,
that out there.
If you punch someone in the face in a situation like that, your name is definitely Daniel Kuykendall.
And I will find you.
Yeah, he won't find you. I know. Because he uses me to search for people and figure out where they're at. And
you got the better background search than I do.
What are you gonna do? So yeah.
Well,
anyway.
on there was another blade that I found, and it's probably, I haven't verified this, so don't quote me on this, but it's probably the most expensive spork you could buy on the market, and that is the Spork by Tops. Has a bottle opener. This is like the all-purpose spork you could possibly buy, but it's made out of a single piece of stainless steel.
Actually, can you put that in the sheath again? I just want to see something.
If I put it in the right way.
So the only problem I have with that spork is that depending on what you're eating out in the wilderness, you're definitely never going to eat an MRE with that. Because you're going to get fucking MRE. You try to get in the package with that, you're screwed. It'll never work. I mean, but other than that, I like it. But
it's jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah. So the problem is, to me, is that whatever you're eating, you don't have a lot of room before you get to the sheath, and you're sure as fuck not going to keep it out of the sheath and hold the fucking blade in your hand. So I'm going to give that. I'm going to give that a thumbs down. I mean, it's cool looking, but I got to give it the thumbs down. I'm not going to eat
it. I mean, for me to eat it, the blade's facing me if I'm right-handed.
Okay.
This is more of a left-handed.
I am left-handed, so maybe that would work, but probably not.
Or you have to use the sheath.
Yeah, it just seems weird. I don't know.
Yep.
It's kind of an odd design. You know, there is something, and I don't have them. They're in my bug out bag, but it's called the tritensile. The tritensile is basically the spoon, the fork, the knife, and it all snaps together. You can make it longer. It's super easy for an MRE, and it has antimicrobial features to it. So you really don't need to worry about that. It's pretty amazing. That is not the tritensile, for those of you who are wondering.
But Quinn mentioned the spork from Snow Peak, and that's this one.
Gotcha.
Titanium, super lightweight. It's got the long handle. It's really nice. The other one they make is the short handle spork, and you can kind of see the difference here. The short handle one, I think they're about the same weight. They're about the same amount of material. The short handle one is pretty much useless. The long handle one is the one I always take camping with me. They make full cutlery as well.
But definitely check out the tritensile. We don't sell them currently. I want to say, you know what? Sheepdog Response, I think, did carry them. And I don't know if they still do. I did all of their e-commerce as well as running the company. So I don't know if, whoever took over is still carrying the tritensile. I know we put them in last year's tactical stockings that they sell. But I don't know if they still have. But they're pretty amazing. And you can make them pretty long. They're perfect for MREs. And they're unbreakable. Mostly unbreakable, not completely. What is that little gem?
So these are the Snow Peak stoves. I love them. This was the first generation that they came out with. Titanium and stainless steel. Folds up real nice. It's also got an auto starter. Let me see if I can get that on. This one's really nice. You just screw it onto the top of basically a propane canister. This was the second generation they came out with. It folds up a little smaller versus the other one, and just rotates around, folds out. MSR, I believe, came out with one similar to this, basically a knockoff. And yeah, just screws on the top of a propane canister.
Those are cool. I just don't like carrying the propane canisters around.
This is just camping.
Yeah, regular camping. Yeah.
I've used these more during hurricane seasons than I have anything else.
Gotcha.
This is my charcoal grill. That's what I use during hurricane seasons.
We don't get a lot of hurricanes here. A couple every now and again, but not very often.
How's the temperature up there?
Why don't you go fuck yourself? The temperature where I am is not terrible. It's okay now.
It's a freezing 68 degrees outside right now, I believe.
It's probably like 30-ish here, which is fine. I mean, it's not even like jacket weather, really. Not for around here. But, it does get cold in the winter, and I have 2 coal stoves in my house, so that's cool.
Yep.
Coal burns
68
much
degrees.
hotter. 68. The life of a Floridian.
Yep. It's also why I was absolutely miserable during the survival skills filming.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, it was in Missouri? Is that where that was?
Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
It was absolutely miserable. It was also supposed to be 50 degree weather. So I brought clothes I would be comfortable in 50-degree weather.
50,
but it
he brought a snowsuit, is what he's trying to say. He's from Florida. So it's
no,
50.
It was. I literally wore 7 layers of t-shirt.
That's a little crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, for 50 degrees?
I looked like what was that movie? Christmas Story. You see it every year. The kid, when the mom puts all the clothes on, right, and the kid can't lower his arms, they just keep bouncing up. That's what I was during the filming of that. So
yeah, about 6 hours from where I am right now, up in upstate New York in the Plattsburgh, Peru area by the Canadian border. I think they're getting over a foot of snow today. I think it's happening now, actually. I have a friend trying to finish a log cabin up there, and they didn't get the metal roof on yet, and now they're going to get a foot of snow, so they're like, oh, shit. That's a fancy little jewel you got there.
Yeah, I'm not a chemist like you. I don't,
Well, hey,
have my little chemistry set and.
These vapes are banned now in Massachusetts, so I literally have to buy the juice online and send it to Daniel, and
And then I
Daniel
have to send
has
it
to
to
send
you.
it to me. How
It's
crazy
the
is that?
stupidest thing. Because people bought, what is it? Bootlegged.
Yeah, bootleg THC oil and vitamin E oil mixed together. They're all, none of it's from any standard commercial vape place, and that's what has been making people sick and
So
having
they
a lot of
ban
problems.
so they ban commercial vape, which is only going to increase the bootleg stuff.
Pushing
or
people to the black market.
crossing
It's a
state
great,
line.
super great idea. You're only going to quadruple all the people that are getting fucked up and having lung issues. But hey, what are you going to do?
Government is very smart. Smartest
Yes.
thing. You guys should
Super intelligent.
trust 100% in your elected officials.
Exactly. You really should. And if you
Every
don't,
time.
if you don't trust your elected officials, then man, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, speaks for itself. What the fuck? Your government's there for you, man. Oh.
Let's see. Raptor was saying all of which was already illegal. Yeah, exactly. It was already illegal. It's bootleg. It's illegal stuff.
But hey,
And
they also banned AR-15s in Massachusetts. You can keep what you already own, but you cannot buy
wait,
any
hold on.
AR-15 type rifle in this state any longer. It's crazy.
So what you're telling me is you guys have no murders in Massachusetts.
Exactly. Totally murder-free. 100%.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. It's
I
amazing.
think we should ban guns across the board.
Just ban them and then
Yep.
everything. There would be no
Yeah.
problems. No one
'Cause, I
would
mean-
ever get shot. No one would ever have any problems. It'd be amazing. It'd be like a utopia.
Yes. Why haven't we done this already?
I think they tried that in some socialist countries, and billions of people died over the last 100 years. So, slightly
That didn't
failed-
happen.
Slightly failed experiments. So just throwing that out there.
It just wasn't done right.
It was not the same version of socialism that we are pitching today. We're not.
Oh, Raptor mentioned we should ban knives as well. So there's something very interesting on that front. By the way,
You better not say
Great
something.
Britain.
Oh,
Great Britain
right.
has extremely strict gun laws, which should have eliminated all murder. But apparently, people are going to knives to kill people.
So now they ban knives.
I mean, I didn't think knives were that deadly, but apparently they are. And they've gone as far as, and you can look this up. You can find this. It's all over the internet. There are a bunch of government-sponsored organizations that are trying to ban purchase of kitchen knives over 3 inches. Kitchen knives, because the banning of certain knives wasn't enough, so they went to kitchen knives.
Yeah, Raptor. They banned knives, and now everyone's getting acid attacked, or they're just literally getting run over by cars and trucks and all kinds of crazy shit.
Well, they're still getting knifed.
You're never going to stop violence. You're never going to stop criminals by
No.
banning stuff. It's completely insane.
Yeah. And if you look at the proportionality of America's gun ownership to how many murders there are, if there was any kind of correlation there, then we would have an absolute epidemic where half of our population would be dead at this point. There are millions. I have to look at the stats. I've done all this research before, but there are millions and millions, tens or hundreds of millions of guns in America currently as we speak, and we are nowhere near that in a murder rate. There are tons of factors that go into murder rate statistics. One most notably is the temperature. So the warmer an area is, the more likely people are to get murdered. So the further south you go, towards the equator, has higher murder rates. Now, just stating one statistic doesn't mean that's the only factor. That is just one factor in many. So diversity comes into play. Temperature comes into play. I mean, there's a lot of socioeconomics comes into play. There's a lot of different things that come into play when it comes to what creates that environment. So, for somebody to say, "Oh, you have an AR-15? Oh, you're probably going to kill somebody." No, that's not true at all. And most murders are caused by pistols anyways. So it's one step closer. You know, the whole AR ban is one step closer to banning all guns. That's what they're.
But you know what? It's this happens all the time. It's happened throughout history. You know, you're basically good times. And Tim used to say this: good times create weak men create hard times, and the cycle continues. But now, it's worse than that. It's so much worse than that because they're destroying masculinity big time. They're changing words. They're changing all kinds of crazy stuff. And, you know, they're basically saying that you're toxic if you're masculine, which really masculinity, the lack of it, is why you're having all these issues because people are little bitches now. You can't have that. I mean, you know, my son goes to school with some pretty normal kids around where we live, so it's okay. But man, there's some kids out there that are ridiculous. I mean, my son can shoot, and he's 10. He can shoot, he can fight, he knows how to take care of himself medically. There's a lot of things he can do, and there's no way I would have it any other way. People out there are basically turning, you know, little boys, making them feel bad for wanting to basically be boys, be men. It's not about, you know, all you hear people say, oh, we used to do whatever we wanted when we were kids. It's not exactly that, but you have to let men be men. You have to let boys be boys, because you're literally going to implode you're going to implode society if especially here in America. It's going to implode with all the bullshit they're trying to push and all the things they've systematically changed little by little. You know, we're the frogs in the boiling pot. And that fucking water's been on for a long time. Anyway, I'm gonna get off my soapbox here.
The poem you credited to Tim is "Hard times create strong men create good times create weak men create hard times." And it's a very old poem. I don't know who originally said it.
Yeah, I used to know, but I'm not 100% sure.
But anyways, yeah, it's absolutely true. Yeah, it's complete bullshit. What's going on today? And my favorite modern intellectuals I like to listen to are Ben Shapiro. He's great. He's got great comments on that. Considering he's kind of I would classify him as a beta male, but he's got he's very, very smart. As well as Lauren Chen. Lauren Chen's great. You can see her on YouTube. They've got some great perspectives on what's going on currently, psychological with our society.
Jordan Peterson's got his shit together too.
Oh, dude,
Jordan
he's awesome.
Peterson is a genius. That guy is very intelligent, you know. But you know, these guys are really just speaking logic and common sense. And the problem is that in today's society, the truth is a problem for most people because they're thinking with their emotions. They're not
with facts.
They're not using reason. They're not using facts. They're thinking emotionally, and they will be destroyed. That's what turns society into just a pile of shit. We will end up a third world country if we let people like that make the laws and run this country and tell people what they need to think and what they need to do and what they need to say. You know, we try not to be too political, but you know, fuck that. We're going to be a little bit political. Yeah. We're not going to talk about like some, you know, people who are running for president necessarily. We're not going to get into politics like that. But we are going to talk about a lot of different things that, you know, everybody needs to hear. Most of the people already know, but some people don't.
It's called reality, and a lot of people don't live in reality today. That's the issue.
You need to bring back the old-fashioned throat punch. You know, that's just the way it is. You know, I tell my son the same thing. Don't take any shit.
Modern philosophy of my truth is my truth and your truth is your truth is the death of philosophy. It destroys any kind of conversation and debate of thought. And that's what a lot of people are running on today in pretty much any...
If you see Darth's message in there, he said he got jailed for a hateful opinion. That actually happens in some of these countries quite a lot. There are a lot of new bills, especially in the UK and other places, where they're considering, you know, hate speech or even opinions. I mean, look at Tommy Robinson. I mean, what's going on here? It's crazy.
Yeah, there's big issues close to our border in Canada. They just made certain hate speech illegal. Now you can't define hate speech. No one person can define hate speech. Everybody has a different opinion of hate speech, which is where the issue lies.
Well, it'll change. I mean, look at the way they've changed speech, pronouns, all this other bullshit.
The goalposts change. Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes all over the place.
It starts in the schools and the universities, and that's how they indoctrinate the children. And I don't think people nowadays understand just how indoctrinated that multiple, not just the latest generation, multiple generations of youth have already been indoctrinated. You know, the little snowflake shit, the safe space, that's all completely ridiculous. If you want to talk about, evolution going backwards,
especially in places like schools.
Yeah, survival of the fittest. Survival of the fittest is a joke nowadays. Nobody.
Worst. Yeah, that is the worst place for a safe space. I mean, the whole point of school is to expose yourselves to different ideas, and that's
Now, Daniel,
one of my roommates.
Daniel, we can't have that. So I'm gonna lock you up if you keep talking about this fucking. We need to learn
I can't
shit.
Stop.
We need to learn all different opinions.
My college roommate was a Democratic coordinator for the state of Florida, and we got into some of the most insane debates, and I absolutely loved it. And I'm still friends with this guy today, even though we differ on so many different things. And publicly, if you look at our conversations on Facebook, we go at each other to the throat. I mean, it's nasty. But in person, we would just debate ideas, and we'd hearing somebody else's opinion that counters your own, forces you to look at your foundation. Sometimes it puts cracks in your foundation, but ultimately,
if that opinion is based on fact and not purely emotion or ignorance or any of that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The
like
problem.
Our social media presence is at your throat. We just fuck with each other, basically. Whereas our in-person debates were much more factually based. And we're still on the same. We haven't switched sides of the aisle by any means.
Twitter and all these places, it's the keyboard warrior society.
It's just
the way
show.
It is. You just you can't go out in the street anymore and just duke it out.
It's intellectual tribalism.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to debate. It's one thing to talk.
I love Florida State Seminoles, even though their football team sucks this year and last year and the year before. I'm a Florida, so I will always be a Florida State Seminole.
I have the Patriots here, so I don't know shit about that.
Patriots suck.
Yeah, they did have a bad loss, but it's really we won't talk about it because everyone hates the Patriots. So.
Yep.
Only because we're the fucking best. Just that
See, that kind of sports team mentality is
I'm from Massachusetts. I'm a masshole, and we have a ton of championships.
Masshole
up here. You never heard
That's
that?
the first time I've ever heard that. No.
Get the fuck. Really?
Yeah. First time I've ever heard masshole.
People have bumper stickers that say masshole.
I mean, it just sounds like you're a super loose. All right, let's stop.
Whoa. What's going on? Well, I don't know where this conversation's going.
Masshole.
I want to put that scotch.
What?
You never heard that?
What would anybody else think? Masshole.
Yeah. It's wow. How long have you been in
Florida? The only thing I know about people from Massachusetts is I park my car in the Harvard Yard.
Hey, not everyone speaks like that. I just want to throw that out there. You don't hear that accent in my voice. Maybe a teeny tiny bit, but not really.
Quinn, by the way, Boy Scouts, it's going to be interesting what happens. I'm kind of in an odd spot when it comes to that because I've got a daughter, not a son. I think the Girl Scouts is a kind of a crap organization. They don't produce the results that Boy Scouts do. I was in Boy Scouts, and people who have gone through Eagle Scouts. I mean, there's connections made throughout the world. So it's a really, really good organization for developing yourself for later in life. That being said, with the introduction of girls into the Scouts, I think they're handling it okay. They still have girl-only troops and boy-only troops. The thing that I was most scared of was the destruction of the Boy Scouts by introducing girls into it, because boys they need their space. They need their space to be able to be boys and learn to become men as men.
How dare you use the word boy and girl, you sick bastard.
I'm going to say something very controversial. There are 2 genders. 2.
I would say that is correct.
So
you can use all your crazy chromosome bullshit arguments, which aren't even factual, as a matter of fact. But we're not going to get into that.
So the Boy Scouts they've done a pretty good job. And the only reason I can say this is because we are currently working with the Scouts for producing some films for them and providing some of our films.
So you're 100% biased. You just we are 100% biased.
Yeah, exactly. We're 100%. No. We have some inside knowledge. I have some inside. I am a sexist homophobe. Exactly. I will say that
you really
on
are.
air.
You're just sick weirdo.
This is recorded in perpetuity.
Why would you not want a dude dressed like a chick to teach your children about weird stuff when they're too young in a library? What's wrong with you? You really
that video.
You really need to open your mind, bro. That's where the throat punch really comes into play in this society. It's you just get a little throat punch action going on. All that shit stops. Literally, all that shit stops.
Can you pull all the
people? I'm not 100% sure. But if all of us and all of you and all the people in society would just finally put their foot down and say, you know what? No, you're not going to teach us this bullshit. It's over. It's problem solved. There's way more of us. Just throwing that out there. Am I getting a little militant here on stream? Maybe I should fucking tone this shit
You're
down
starting to get to the, it's okay to punch a Nazi routine.
Yes. Definitely not progressive. Being progressive is a disease. It's a mental disorder. Like a lot of things that were mental disorders and no longer are. But we're not going to get into that. I'm really going to fucking pull myself back here because... we want to talk about survival stuff and don't want to be complete maniacs, but I can be a complete maniac.
We'll save that for the subscribers only.
That's not a bad idea, actually. Until Twitch is like, oh, fuck you. What are you guys talking about on here? You gotta, cut this shit off.
You're out.
But hey, we don't really have much of an audience yet. So, again, we would really appreciate it if you guys would get this out to everyone you know and say, hey, if you want to go look at 2 dumbasses talking about weird shit and survival and blah, 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 tell all your friends. Have them come out. Check it out. Have them check out the stream. Let's pump these numbers. These are rookie numbers. You got to pump them up.
I like that.
No? Wolf of Wall Street? Those are rookie numbers, kid.
I still haven't seen Wolf of Wall Street.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, serious.
You're fucking not. I can't.
No.
Hold on.
No.
Let me turn off this guy's fucking video over here. Let me where's the switch? Let me just flip this shit off. You have not seen Wolf of Wall Street. You need to watch that tonight. You're out of your mind not seeing that movie. It's great.
Yeah, I got time. I mean,
I've watched that movie a little bit later. I've watched that movie like 5 times. I actually don't think I'm going to hit the poker tables because I got to drive my son to school early tomorrow morning. And yeah, I say that, but you'll probably see me at a table anyway. Whatever. Oh man.
Yep. Yeah, I think we're probably going to hit poker tables after this. Have a little fun. You guys are welcome to join us. It's a lot of fun. It's a really good community on there. A lot of regular people, and we've made some friendships. Like Darth. Yep, Darth is an awesome guy.
Darth plays at the poker tables all the time. At blockchainpoker.com. If you guys would like to play a little blockchain poker, come to blockchain.poker. Actually, no, I don't think it's .com. I think it's just blockchain.poker.
Yep.
Anyway.
Also, we may sponsor our own table.
Not may. We are going to sponsor a tournament. We just got to get a little more chips, a little more chip action going on there. Yep. We're going to try to have, ideally I'd like to have a 1 million chip tournament, which is a free roll, maybe with some rebuys. It'll be kind of cool. So we need to get a little more chip action going on before we can do that. But we are going to sponsor a free roll on there. So you guys should definitely check it out.
All right, I will watch Wolf Wall Street. Now, all right, Everybody in the chat, I just wanted to throw this out here because Jesse was pissed at me for several hours because I told him he had to watch the movie Idiocracy,
worst movie,
which I love.
Worst.
Idiocracy is such.
Listen, let me tell you how stupid and how shitty that movie is. Okay, I was supposed to write an article about winter survival, and I was having Daniel do a little bit of research, send me some bullet points, and I had my whole article ready to start writing, and I was just going to kind of mix it up and get it all together. That movie was so fucking stupid that I watched it, and I called Daniel after the movie and said, I can't write the article now because I'm fucking...
See, like Quinn said, it's a documentary.
It's the worst fucking movie ever, okay?
It is the best movie.
I have seen some pretty shitty movies.
It is fantastic.
It really wasn't even funny. I think I can't. Now, see, now,
Jesse has no sense of humor.
You promised me you weren't going to bring this movie up in stream, but you did. Now
I did.
I'm going to find a way to get my revenge, and you're not going to know when it's coming, how it's coming.
It's got electrolytes.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm going to be dreaming about that shit now. Just totally ruined it. But seriously, I couldn't write the article because that fucking movie just fucked me right up. The Greatest Story Never Told by Sir Dennis Wise. I don't think I've heard of that one.
I haven't heard of that.
What's it about, Darth?
Yeah,
and Darth, if you haven't seen this movie that they're talking about, it's not actually a documentary. It's actually the worst fucking movie in history, and it's a comedy, but it's a comedy if you love 12-year-old fart jokes. That's kind of.
It started as a comedy. Like a mockumentary, like Spinal Tap, which is another amazing film.
So when you say international clique, you mean like the Deep State kind of deal, or like Bilderberg, the Bilderberg weirdos? We on the same page? I think no, Bilderberg. You know what the fuck I'm talking about, or Bilderberg, whatever. I'm not even know if I'm saying
Carl's
it right.
Jr.
Yes, Rothschilds, etc. Yeah, Bilderberg, same thing. We should have just started like a podcast talking about like Bilderberg Group and the Deep State and all that, because that's that's the level that I'm thinking about stuff all the time, which is really the reason why I'm into survival and why I wanted to do this work with Daniel and get this company going and things like that. So there's been a lot of, even working with Sheepdog Response back in the past, there's been a lot of cool people you get to meet. There's a lot of kind of cool stuff you get to learn. You find out a lot of stuff and meet a lot of weird people. And a lot of people that have a lot of stuff, like Larry Nichols. I used to talk to, I don't know if you guys know who Larry Nichols is, but Larry Nichols used to work for the Clintons, and he did a lot of their dirty work over the years. He was a former Green Beret way back in the day. I used to talk to him on the phone all the time, and some of the stories this guy has told are insane. I almost actually, when Hillary was running for president, I almost went to Larry Nichols' house just so I could, get a little more information, because I thought maybe they might try to take him out, I thought he might try to kill himself, you know what I'm saying?
Or die of a heart attack.
But I had a lot going on. I didn't get a chance to go see him. He wasn't doing too well. He had some lung issues. I don't know whatever happened to him. I haven't tried to call him in like a year or two. But anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. But maybe we should be shock jocks. How about that? Why don't we just do that? We'll make survival secondary. We'll be weird shock jocks, and we'll basically tell the truth.
I like that.
Red pill, blue pill shit. That's where we should go with this on occasion. Right now in Daniel's mind, he's like, ugh, I gotta get Jesse to stop talking about some of this shit. He's gonna go crazy. Oh, man. Yes, video confirmation that I have no info on anyone. And I did not go to Larry's house, and I didn't get any type of information kind of to hold for him either. That didn't happen, okay? Just throwing that out there.
No info.
Nothing.
Yeah, through the connections we've both made over the years, we have no info.
We know nothing. Just throwing that out there. It's a statement in itself.
On that note.
So, anyway, well, very interesting. On the VIP list you can find. Wait, are we talking about? Oh, he just made me think of that Epstein's little black book.
The black book, yeah. Yeah.
So I got a hold of Epstein's little black. I probably shouldn't even say this on stream, but I had
Unredacted.
Yeah, I had Jeffrey Epstein's unredacted little black book way before pretty much all the media posted the unredacted version. They all put on the redacted version, and I happened to get the unredacted version super early. Which, by the way, I removed from my computer. Just throwing that out there because I don't really. I don't know. I have this thing against committing suicide. I just don't want to. I don't really want to do that. Not yet. I mean, my son's a little older.
Attack.
Yeah, that too. When my son's a little older, fine. But right now, I kind of want to stick around a little bit.
It's weird. You download a document and then you die of a heart attack.
Exactly. It could happen.
Well, okay. So,
but hey, I don't really leave the house. I work from home a majority of the time. They're gonna have a really tough time getting to me. Plus, they got to get through all my security.
You can remove any kind of tracking information off of a document pretty easy.
I'm not concerned. They want to come get me.
I did for you, by the way.
Oh, can you actually send that back to me now that you did that? Can you email it to me now to my regular Gmail, please? I scrubbed it from my computer because I didn't. You were going to.
I already did the work, man.
I know, which is exactly why you need to send it to me. And have a paper trail so that I don't get suicided alone. You're fucking with me on this, buddy.
All right. You all in the chat are here. You've seen this. You've heard us talk about it.
Together. No?
You all need to be witnesses.
Wait, this is ride or die, bro. We ride together, we die together.
So, but it was really interesting. Obviously, everybody in the Black Book isn't guilty of anything necessarily. Innocent, guilty.
You sure about that?
Hey, man, I'm just. We've got a rule of law.
Are they really?
We got to follow that.
Are they really?
No, I mean, of course, not everybody in that book is guilty of something.
Yeah, they had a lot of connections, and it's not like the deep state has infiltrated pretty much every organization and every group on planet fucking Earth. That would.
But did you say Groupon?
Right. No, I didn't say.
They're in every Groupon.
Group on Earth. Believe me, the weird satanic cultist shit that goes on behind the scenes. If Americans had any idea what actually happens behind the scenes, I think you would all throw up in your mouth how disgusting and how evil. I mean, we're talking levels of evil that no one's seen since I don't even fucking know what. But we're literally talking levels of evil that are so deep and so deeply rooted in some type of satanic just craziness. We're not going to talk about all that stuff, but there's some shit out there.
I just want to point out that Raptor has the same level of humor that you do, which is none.
Listen, guy. No, but to go back to the Black Book, I'm not saying everyone that's in that Black Book is guilty, because there's a lot of connections, politics, things like that. There's millions of connections and interconnections and blah, 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 blah. But I would say that a high majority of those people on the list are probably pieces of shit. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah. I agree. So, Epstein has hands in a lot of... He had his hands in a lot of different things, a lot of different people. Some things could be just guilty. Some things could be innocent.
Listen, so if you don't think that Epstein... in some way or form or fashion was I'm not going to say he was a spy, but I'm not going to say that he wasn't doing blackmail work for a lot of different spy agencies, not just one. So he was a deeply embedded asset to the deep state, and which is the reason why he's dead. Because
Quinn asked, do you know what the locals called his island?
I did, and I don't remember.
It was Pedophile Island or something like that.
No, I had another name too. There was something other than that. I can't remember what it was though. But yeah, I mean, I don't actually know that all the information surrounding that or all the information about the deep state will really ever come out.
Why did you censor yourself, Quinn?
Oh, it might be an auto.
I can't pronounce that.
It could actually be could be an auto mod thing. The auto mod might actually stop swears. I think he did that because he might know that, but it's
there was a really interesting video. Thank you, Quinn. Thank you for clarifying. I wasn't really sure.
Hey, at least we know the mods don't automatically
Pound dick.
stop it.
Okay.
Oh.
That's how you pronounce that word. Okay. There was a really interesting video that popped up from a drone operator who was running drone surveillance on the islands at the time of the investigation and throughout. And prior to the FBI's, I don't know, if, was it the FBI's? I thought I saw somebody else's seal on their jacket. But anyways, at the time of that sting operation, when they came in to grab the computer and everything else, the drone operator had captured footage prior to and after, and there was several computers or a computer that was visible through a window that was visible prior to the investigation, and then after they came in to acquire the computer hardware, it was missing by that time. And so it's, I mean, that girl, what's her name? It's some weird unpronounceable name. She's missing still, I believe.
Yeah. Eventually she will also be dead because she knew probably just about as much as he did. So.
Yeah, if not dead already. She's either in hiding or dead. And that's the only way she's going to be known about.
Yeah.
It's
if everything came out about all the powerful people and how deep this actually goes, it would, I think society would completely break down in the United States, and it would pretty much be over.
Yeah, a friend of mine.
There would be a new revolution because, every person with a firearm would come out from every blade of grass in this country if they found out everything that's actually happening and that actually has happened. That would be it. And the Civil War would go like that. If that information legit came out and everybody knew everything, it would be quick because
Raptor's. I think Raptor's correct. I don't think she's ever going to be found. I think she's already dead already. If Epstein's dead, she's dead. Friend of mine believes that it was British royalty that's responsible. Not a whole lot of details here, so I don't want to go off on that tangent, but
that's fine. Just give him everything. Just kidding. Don't do that.
All right. Epstein did not kill himself. British royal family killed him. I don't know.
And if she is alive, somebody has her because somebody needs her. Somebody needs her for, I don't know. It's crazy. The whole situation is completely insane. But honestly, most Americans have rose-colored glasses. They're never even.
He was ready to talk. His lawyer said he was ready to talk, and then all of a sudden, the next day, boom, done. And both guards were sleeping during that time period. I mean, but that's where conspiracies are born, right? It's the appearance of evil. So it could have been a completely innocent situation where he did kill himself. Highly unlikely, considering the appearance of evil, in which the guards were sleeping. They logged that they were not sleeping. It's so much information on his death is so suspicious. It looks like he was not, suicidal at all. So, yeah. Thank you, Quinn.
Man, we went down a serious rabbit hole tonight, didn't we?
I think it's time to see what kind of rabbit hole we can go down on the tables.
Oh, the poker tables. Oof. I don't think I'm going to be going down that rabbit hole tonight, but I probably will be tomorrow. You know what we could do? I don't know how to make this work, though, because I can do the screen share, but then really they're only going to see the table that I'm on. And you know what I mean? Unless I go into the lower table with Daniel, who has about somewhere in the million range of less chips than I do, something like that.
Yeah, a million less.
I don't want to call him out and say that he doesn't have many chips, but
I haven't done as many tournaments as you. I spend most of my time on the 1, 2, and 5, 10 tables.
Listen, how many days have I played this blockchain poker? I just found it.
Same as me.
Yeah.
Yep.
4 days ago or something.
Yeah. Difference is that you are obsessed.
That could be true. Well, the difference is that I'll work my way from 100 chips to
You
a
like
million
poker
chips.
as much as I like.
Just kind of doubling up and going to bigger tables as I go, not completely disregarding the bankroll to betting process. You know, you should have at least 50 times the buy-in for any table that you're ever going to play in. But you know, it's not real money, so it's a totally different scenario.
Darth, what's coin poker? Don't encourage Jesse. I made that mistake the first time.
Listen, off stream. Actually, speaking of that, it's too late because off stream I need to talk to you about a fucking great idea I have, and it's specifically related to poker, and it's going to be a game changer for you and I.
It's not going to be a great game changer.
Oh, it's definitely going to be a game changer. Trust me. It's literally as soon as the stream ends, I'm going to call you and we're going to fucking talk about it. So. I'm also going to write down coin poker on my notepad here, just to, not that I'm going to, you know, look it up and go further into weird poker addictions that I may or may not have. But yeah, I'm going to write that down. All right, so Wednesday, Daniel, what are we gonna be doing on Wednesday?
We don't know.
Yeah, we have no idea. We literally don't
No
plan this shit
idea.
until like the fucking day of the stream. We're like, oh man, what are we gonna do today? What are we gonna play? Who are we gonna talk to? What are we gonna?
Yeah, and then we then we yelled at each other for a little bit. We kind of I don't know.
Daniel makes me watch stupid ass movies, and I get all fucked up, and I can't finish my work, and you know, shit like that.
Yeah, I recommend Idiocracy, and then all of a sudden Jesse can't work. So
listen, don't ever watch that movie seriously. If you respect,
it's fantastic. It's an amazing film.
It is the worst piece of fucking dog shit I have ever watched in my entire life. Okay?
Wait,
you know, because you said that in an accent, I actually believe you.
It was so bad. I cannot ever watch it again. I can't even go to a TV anymore because I watch this trash.
But it has electrolyte.
But it's fucking trash. I cannot even speak with you about this movie any longer because it's too much. It's too much for me.
You know what? Go get a latte and you'll change your mind.
A latte? I was just gonna say something I probably shouldn't say on stream, but I'm not funny in the pants, so I don't drink the fucking lattes. Only the funny in the pants drink the lattes because it's, you know, a little bit crazy.
So there's something I want to talk about on Wednesday for fire starting. Ready light fire puffs, which is something you can make at home. But the concept's great. I love it. It's great. I've made a YouTube video about it past for Survival Summit. So we'll kind of go over that on Wednesday. I think we just figured out our direction.
I'm sorry, I wasn't even paying attention. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I lost you, huh? You fell asleep, blacked out.
What were we talking about? You were gonna talk about some weird shit.
So we'll talk about some survival stuff. We'll talk about some of the political stuff going on.
We'll also get Daniel to wear a way less funky shirt. Get him to wear something a little more manly.
You mean my wife's heathered olive green shirt?
It's No Shave November as well, so Daniel, get that fucking beard going because it's looking kind of shitty.
Raptor said you put too much energy into your accent and you blacked out.
Oh well, that often happens. You know.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Now I will say this: in you know, to compliment you, your accents are good, surprisingly so.
Why is that surprising?
Because I don't compliment you often.
That is very true. You don't compliment me often, and that hurts me. That gives me emotional stress and pain. I'm just kidding. Go fuck yourself.
I don't. Yeah. Just gotta try harder.
But seriously, that's a weird shirt. It's a little too tight. It's got a weird speckled green. Actually, you know where I've seen that shirt before? At like 2 o'clock in the morning out on the streets of New York City with a dude who was wearing like pink boots. And yeah, that's where I've seen that shirt before.
Yeah, I mean, it came with some fishnet stockings, which I'm wearing.
He is. You just can't see them.
You want to see? You want to see?
No. Please, God, no.
No?
I would rather watch that horrendous movie you had me look at than see your fishnet stockings. But hey, I appreciate the offer. I truly do. Maybe next time. Check it out.
All right. Well, Wednesday will be our next broadcast. That's all I got.
That's it? That's all you got? You're like, Wednesday, we'll be back Wednesday. I'll fucking see you later, motherfucker.
You're the host voice.
Am I the host?
The radio voice.
I don't know if I'm the host. You do an awful lot of
you
NPR
got
talking
a
over
little
there.
bit more bass to it. You got the raspiness that comes from the beer. I don't know.
We're going to be back on Wednesday at 9 p.m. to talk about some crazy bullshit and maybe watch some videos and look at some cool shit. Are you guys with me? A little bit of that smoky.
I don't know where the fuck I was even going with that. Thank you, Quinn.
I am the host. I'm the host. Daniel.
Quinn, you're
I'm
no
the
longer my
host,
favorite.
Daniel. I am it.
Anyway, so
Quinn doesn't win the next giveaway.
wait. Quinn is absolutely correct. We need a vote. Okay, everyone in the chat, put in the name of the person who you think is the host or should be the host of this show. This is like some old school, like that movie Mobsters, where the kid comes in and he like fucking, he comes into the room, he doesn't know who the boss is, and he goes up and talks to the guy he thinks is the boss, which is pretty much the alpha male in the room. So I'm just, throwing it out there. All right, we're gonna vote right now. You're either gonna put in, I was gonna say Daniel or Jesse, but Jesse's kind of not exactly a manly name. Go fuck yourselves. Anyway,
My wife, Jessica, and her nickname is Jessie, which is a woman's name,
okay,
by the way.
So let's get the voting started.
Jessie is a woman's name.
Let's forget about what Daniel is saying right now and let's get the voting started, ladies and gentlemen. Either type in the name Daniel or type in the name Jesse in the chat of who you think should be the host of this show.
What are you doing to the mic right now?
Is my face too close to it?
Yeah, it looked like you were literally giving it oral pleasure.
Wait a minute. That's no one. Please, no one clip that because that'd be fucking disturbing. I forgot people can clip this stuff, and then people can go back and look at the clips that people clipped, and they'd be like, "Look at this guy." Okay, here's the voting. I don't see any voting. I don't see any names. Oh, okay.
We both give the giveaways.
Right. Yeah, Darth, you can say Avilo or Ragnar. Wait. We'll take all of my coins. That's not accurate. You're a much better poker player, I think, than Daniel and I, or Avilo and Ragnar. I just talked about myself in the third person with my poker nickname. That's fucked up. All right, seriously, everyone who is currently watching, we need a vote. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Daniel?
Who's the better host?
Or is it going to be me?
And yes, Darth, if you say Ragnar, he will take all of your coins.
I wasn't. Oh my god, I'm retarded. I didn't even see that. He said if he says a velo, that I will take all his coins. That would be assuming that I have the ability. Ha! Quinn, the host, is a survivor.
Oh, Quinn going for the politically correct answer.
Hey, although Quinn, Quinn recognizes that the screen name, my screen name in here is the Survival Summit.
No, we are the Survival Summit.
Well, technically, but my screen name in chat is the Survival Summit. So,
all right, Quinn Raptor, you guys are dead to me.
Even if they didn't mean it like that, it's kind of like a Freudian slip. I think they meant that I am the host or that I should be the host. I could be wrong. I don't know. I mean, hey, maybe. It could be the green shirt. Maybe they don't want you to be the host until you wear a more main shirt.
See, look at that. We got some clarification in the chat right there.
Raptor.
Let me read this. Let me read this out loud.
You can't see my heart right now.
The Survival Summit is not at the Survival Summit.
He's right.
See that?
You know what?
We're clarification.
We're co-host. We're a team. I don't need to be the host. It's
all right.
It's you and me.
Cheers.
You and me. The alpha, the beta. We're all set.
And anybody who has a drink in the chat, cheers.
Wait, hold on. I got a Bang energy drink. I got to go to bed soon. I probably shouldn't be drinking a Bang energy drink, huh? It's kind of fucked up. No sugar, but man, the caffeine in there is pretty crazy. Pretty ridiculous. All right, so
Bang
listen.
Energy. I don't even know where you buy that. I've never seen that.
Dude, you can buy it.
The only thing we have down here is
you can buy
Monster.
it anywhere. It has 0 calories, 0
Monster
sugar,
Red Bull,
and a massive amount of caffeine. I think it's like 350 milligrams of.
Do you remember that energy drink? It was Balls. I kid you not.
What?
It was called Balls. Balls energy drink. Look it up.
So you're telling me you used to put balls in your mouth? Is that what you're telling me?
I used to drink balls.
That's on that note, the stream is about to end. No, but seriously, listen, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, all 7 of you that are here, check out Twitch Prime. So if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to this channel for free.
You know what, Jesse? Hold on, stop. I think we can probably do a giveaway for the fire piston.
Oh, you want to do a giveaway for the fire piston?
Do a giveaway for the fire piston.
Okay. Okay. We can do that. Hold on. I got to open up a separate window for that. I was not prepared for this, but hey,
Except for Darth, because he lives on the complete opposite side of the world.
Well, hey, if Darth wins, then Darth wins. And we're still going to have to send it because this is an automatic giveaway where we just... What the hell? Let me find it. Here we go. Open up a Nightbot, it's called. Open up giveaways. I just have to...
I just want to point out that Quinn has also drank the balls.
Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yep. It's like a fraternity. Few of us have drank from the balls, but those who have...
this is going downhill super fast. super fast. This is completely...
Raptor said fire piston may be illegal. Oh, I don't think so.
No, I doubt it.
No.
It shouldn't be.
We're not sending a lighter or anything like that with any kind of combustible.
Yeah, it's really just a piston. There's no...
Yeah.
It shouldn't
There's...
be. Okay, so...
All right. Raptor, you got to do the... if you're on Reddit, the /s. So that way we know sarcasm.
Okay, so in order to be eligible for this giveaway, you need to type the keyword fire into the chat. Type the word fire into the chat. For Daniel, that's F-I-R-E. Just want to throw that out there. Make sure you understand.
Can you spell that again, please?
That's F-U-C-K. Piston.
F-U-C-K. Okay. All right.
Okay, got it? You good? You good?
Got it. Yep.
All right, everyone, type the word fire, please. I know there's only 5 of you, but I have only seen the word fire from 2 of you so far. So, let's see it. Come on now.
Come on, Darth.
Somebody. Bueller.
Darth is shy.
I know there's more people in the chat. They're just shy about typing anything in the chat, I guess. All right, I guess there's only 2 people in this giveaway.
Yep, Darth said no.
Oh, kind of happy about that because writing those customs forms, filling those customs forms out really fucking sucks. I'm just saying, it's a super pain in the ass.
Yeah. International shipping is fun.
He's saying 2 of the viewers will always be you 2.
Dirty.
All right, Raptor.
Dirty.
We're gonna ban Raptor even though he's our first subscriber.
Yep.
Wait a minute. So me having it open on the back end shows it as a viewer? That's weird. Wow. So we only have 4.
I'm not sure if that's 100% true because I had my iPad.
Raptor, you're truly depressing us now. Because that means there's literally only 4 people watching. So who's the 4th?
Who's the 4th, and why are you not speaking in chat?
I'm going to drink this memory away.
So Daniel, in the future, let's not run giveaways with like 2 dudes.
They're cool though. I like them.
We're getting ready to run it. I'm gonna run it right now. Wait, I need to do something first.
Jesse doesn't know how to run technology. FYI.
I will murder you. Okay.
So you're coming to visit? We get to hang out.
Wait, what?
What?
Huh? Who's coming to visit what? Oh, so Quinn says no, the moderators are not counted, so we may actually have 6 people on here. Interesting. I don't think mine counts, but I think Daniel's probably does. Because Daniel's actually an editor. Yeah, you're a mod and an editor, so maybe you wouldn't show up. We have some secret viewers who are
But
watching.
the 10 other devices I have in the house that are connected.
What the is going on? Oh, here we go. I got it.
Just pick one at random. You can't figure it out.
Shit. No, it's done automatically through the thingamajigger here. Hold on. I'm almost done. It's literally only going to... All right, we're running it. We're running it. Bada bing. And it is a Raptor.
Congratulations, Raptor!
It shows in the chat. So, Raptor, email me, Jesse, Jesse, at thesurvivalsummit.com. That's thesurvivalsummit.com. Jesse, at thesurvivalsummit.com. And I will send you the fire piston. I'll throw in a little extra char cloth, and I don't have the cool logo on the bag like Daniel does, but that's fine.
I don't know if they saw that.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah,
They
this
probably
was
didn't. It's our old logo.
Yep, it's our old logo, and it's using the lock sack bags, which are waterproof up to, I believe, 90 feet, and also can detect finger impressions for your phone. So you can put your phone in here, go scuba diving, and you can still
Now,
operate.
Raptor, don't get too excited because I don't have any of those, and the bag you're going to get is literally a piece of shit. It's not. It's an okay bag.
We have to get new ones with the new logo.
You're basically going to get a cheesy plastic bag. And I don't think our kit comes with the tin anymore, but I'm going to throw in one of the tins for you as well. So you're basically going to get the fire piston, extra O-rings, plenty of char cloth, the Altoid type tin, and you're going to get like 6 to 10 feet of... oh my God. No, I can't even think of the name of the
This fits in the Altoid tin?
What does?
This?
No, man. The Altoid tin is to make your char cloth.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it fit in the...
Hey,
I don't have this with the Altoids.
Listen,
so
it's perfectly acceptable that the owner of the company doesn't know exactly how our products are packaged or what they're, I'm just
we have
saying.
products.
Yeah, we had a couple things. We actually don't have as much as we should, but
yes,
working on that. At thesurvivalsummit.com. That is correct. And if you forget, just send it to info. And if you forget even that, just go to the contact page on our website, which is
we have a catch-all email, so you can say you can email Jesse is an ass at thesurvivalsummit.com. It'll still come through, or Jesse likes men at thesurvivalsummit.com. That works as well.
Alrighty. Let's see if they do another one. The two of us, it's yours. Look at that.
He did not deny.
Look at Raptor. What a nice guy. Listen, Quinn, I want you to email me as well. I'm going to send you one too. Listen, you guys are our first 2 subscribers. You're the first 2 subscribers we've ever had. So we're going to send both of you guys a fire piston kit. All right? How about that?
How liberal of you. Everybody gets a prize. You get a fire piston. You get a fire piston. Everybody gets a fire piston.
All of a sudden, like 49 people come into the channel. They're like, hey, where's my fire piston? Listen, motherfuckers, these are literally our first 2 subscribers ever. So we're just gonna give one to both of them because we love them. And that's just
I will not say no to that.
All right, so
they're great. I love the fire piston.
We are going to end the stream. So, Daniel, I don't know if you have any parting words of wisdom you would like to leave on these impressionable gentlemen.
Yep. I've thought about this long and hard.
I should just click end right now before he even stops talking. That'd be fucking hilarious.
That'd be great.
Like, Daniel, we'd love to hear what you have to say on this exit, and then boom, click end. It's not funny because now I said it and I didn't actually do it. So
you should have done it.
But seriously,
now it's just awkward. Now it's literally awkward.
Do you have anything you'd like to say before we go? Well, we will see you guys on Wednesday at 9 p.m. And maybe Daniel will put some thoughts together next time. Maybe write some shit down on a piece of paper. Yes, Quinn.
Not going to happen.
Funny. But yeah, probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesse's got the humor. He just doesn't have the timing. So he's working on it. Working on it. Cheers.
Well, cheers, motherfuckers. Gotta go. See you on Wednesday.